Kia ora everyone, mai hara mai, hello and welcome. Sunday afternoon action coming your way, Sal's NBL. A little bit later, starting off of course as always with the Sky Broadband Rapid League. I hope you're well. Beautiful day outside in the mighty Manawatū, and it's the Jets up against the Bulls coming your way today. Two teams coming off some losses at the moment, and in both the Sky Broadband Rapid League and the Sal's NBL, they will be desperate to get back into some form. Justin Nelson with you, Natu Tofale sitting right beside me. How are you?
Yeah, kia ora everyone, good to be back. Yeah, beautiful day driving up here from Wellington, so yeah, pivotal game for both these teams. The Jets sitting in 5th spot and the Bulls in 4th, so yeah, could have the outcome of this game could determine whether or not, you know, these teams get to the 6th for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's the Sal's NBL coming up later today. Right now looking at the Sky Broadband Rapid League ladder as it sits. Well, these two teams don't feature on page number 1. Giants leading the way, although they did go down yesterday to the Rams. As we take a look at the bottom part of the ladder, and there we go, the Jets down in 10th, the Bulls down in 9th. As I said, both desperate for a win here today. The Bulls starters for this Rapid League contest, we'll bring them up on screen for you. The Jets are already out on court, they're ready to go. Let's have a look at the way that the opposition will line up today. The Franklin Bulls, there they are in that lavender. We'll bring up the starting unit. Jones, Ivano, Coca Gray, Hughes and Anderson. A little bit of experience there with Marcel Jones.
Yeah, and it's interesting with Marcel, you know, this could potentially be his last game here at Palmy, and this is where he started his career all those years ago. So,
many years ago. Starters for the Jets, Thada Paese, Wynyard also out there. Crowley, Manawatu, and who else is starting out there for them today? Looks like it might be Tehuki as well. Chemist Warehouse head to head as we look at these two teams side by side, and you can see that recent form. We're going to see some three-pointers in the next 16 minutes. And if Thada Paese and Peyton Hughes get going from deep, look out.
Yeah. Also look out for young Kai Tehuki, who's just come back from a stint with the Dibs 3 school in the States as well. He can light it up.
Match officials, Sam Pan, Sasha Nicholson and Elijah Mareko with the whistles. The barter card officials. The Bulls are in the lavender, and in that camo, the Jets. Some early basketball coming your way on Sunday afternoon on Sky Sport. Marcel Jones is ready to go. He had a temporary jump. Tatoko Wynyard wins that tap, and it'll be the first opportunity here this afternoon for the Jets. The big fella underneath, Wynyard.
Great execution on that first play. Good positioning by Wynyard underneath the basket. He finishes.
Just the start they wanted. And Thada Paese comes up with a steal. He was bumped mid-court. That'll be a foul against Harry Coca Gray.
Yeah, great job, Thada Paese, and blowing up that handoff. Gets the steal and in the foul, so good job from the Jets defensively early on.
3 wins, 8 losses on the season for the Jets. They've had a lot of close losses, it must be said. And the Bulls, 4 wins and 8 losses. This will be a nice matchup. There's some big news coming out of the Sal's NBL this afternoon. Some injury news both here and in Auckland. We'll bring you up to speed on that shortly. Here's Thada Paese, Wynyard. What a space for Wynyard, and he dumps it underneath. It was a really good drive. Cut coming in, I should say, by Crowley, and back the other way. Coca Gray. I was surprised by the space they gave Wynyard there.
Yeah, the Bulls are in a 1-2-2 zone, as you can see. And that was a great back cut, but he just didn't finish. And then the Bulls.
Tehuki with his first shot in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. He's a scorer.
Yeah, he can shoot the 3, so you know that'll tell the Bulls that this kid can light it up. So
he nails the outside shot. Peyton Hughes back the other way. Has a miss. Manawatu keeps it in. Yeah, the news on Kairangi Tehuki is he is a flat-out scorer. Played Div 3 over in the States, and not only was one of the very best, I think he was right up the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was fortunate to have him in my second to last year.
Crowley Napier.
Yeah, 6 for 3.
Well, tell us a little bit about Kairangi Tahuki.
Yeah, he's got a lot of ability. He's got height, good height for a guard, shooting guard, and he can knock the 3 down. So you better not give him too much room.
Nice start for the Jets here. They lead 8-2. Marcel Jones drops the ball at his feet, then fires over the top of Wynyard. An early look for Marcel Jones. Clearly the oldest player on the floor right now. Manawatū.
He just drove down the lane. Hardly any defense there from the Bulls.
Red hot start for the Jets this afternoon. Already got 10 on the board. Anderson left that well short.
Great block by Tahuki.
They're on the move again here, the Jets. Spread the floor really, really well. Whanapeiese on Coca Gray. Searching, sends it to Manawatū. Fires from deep.
That's good defense from Coca Gray on Whanapeiese.
I feel like the Bulls just need to get through some offense here.
Yeah, I agree. It's just coming down the floor, one pass shot, one pass drive, so they need to get into some shape with their offense.
Former Jets coach Manawatū Tofale with us this afternoon on Sky Sport. Sal's NBL coming away from 1 p.m. local time in New Zealand. Whanapeiese on the drive is fouled. He's been a real, really bright shining light, hasn't he, for the Jets this season in the Rapid League. Tyson Whanapeiese.
Yeah, he's been consistently really good scoring as well as his defense. Handful for most of the other teams. And like we said, isn't he the all-time leading scorer? And
yeah, he is.
Rapidly.
Yeah, he's also the leading scorer per game this season. 17.6 points a game.
Great double there by the Bulls in the post on Wynyard. When they get a Coca Gray. Great finish too. A little bit of hang time and a kiss off the glass. But
just what the Bulls needed. Harry Coca Gray. He also has his moments as well.
Yeah.
He can light things up. Here's Tahuki looking for another 3, back of the iron. Peyton Hughes to Perry, who's on the floor now. Whanapeiese knows the danger of Coca Gray.
Yeah.
He's following him closely right now. Hughes on the drive is fouled by Manawatū.
Yeah, they just look a bit lost, the Bulls on the offensive end. I think they just need to get back into their structure and continue to move the ball, get through some second and third sides so they can attack the basket.
Now the injury news, Natu, Corey Webster officially ruled out now for the Jets this afternoon. There was a questionable mark over him, and speaking to his coach, also his father, Tony Webster, before we came on air, the news for the Jets is not good. It appears like he has an issue with one of the discs in his back. So he has been listed with a hip injury the last few weeks, but according to father and coach Tony, we're dealing with a disc injury in his back, so that's not good.
Yeah, just really disappointing for Corey. Yeah, who knows what that kind of injury could look like in the next week or so. Which means it's going to be a challenge for the Jets with Dante Russo-Nance, who's been managing most of their point guard duties since Corey's been gone. Well, it was only two games, so that's going to be a challenge for the Jets. Who is going to come off that second unit and be able to manage the minutes so they can get Dante some rest.
Quarter time here in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Jets lead at 10-5. Well, if you track the timeline of the Corey Webster injury, he injured it late in the game against the Giants, of course. And then he has now missed a game, international break, a game, and here we are another week on. So I think it's a little bit more serious than maybe what people first thought. And he's going to require some attention. I think this is going to be a serious injury.
Talking to his father, he did say it was a tear, what they think
torn disc.
It's a tear in the disc.
Yeah.
So that doesn't sound promising for the Jets. And look, Corey, he's their MVP. He's the guy who sets the tempo of the game. He's their scorer. He's their leadership guy.
Well, they needed someone like that against the Saints, didn't they? And they got blown out of the water, the Jets. So there's some injury updates for you from Corey Webster and the Jets. Not good news, not playing today, and a return to play still to be determined. The other injury news is coming further north with the Saints. We can confirm now Shea Illy is out again today with concussion symptoms, so that is a massive blow.
Yeah, that's a massive blow for the Saints.
Of course, they went down to the fight a couple of days ago, Friday night. They take on the Tuatara this afternoon. Second quarter underway. Manawatū. That's a tough shot.
Yeah, tough shot. Shot fake, gets to the top of the keel and knocks it down with some contested jumper.
Opening basket of the second quarter for the Jets. Let's see how the Bulls respond. Poker Gray goes deep. Big rebound to Toko Wynyard. And they're on the move straight away. Tarapaese catch and shoot.
Yeah, the Bulls are really small, so they've had to go to their 1-2-2 zone and compact it, especially with Wynyard inside. So
Perry on the drive, gets it back, fell into his hands. Varno to Anderson into the corner. Peyton Hughes for three. Can land a blow. And the Jets steady again. The scary thing for the Bulls right now is this man hasn't scored yet, Tarapaese, and he goes at just under 18 a game. Manawatū searching, shot clock down to 3, doesn't quite get the roll. Pungo did really well to get it back. Straight to Tarapaese from the corner. And again, they go a third time. There's a foul there on the Tahuki drive.
The Jets doing a great job on the glass. They're just crashing the boards, and the Bulls are struggling. They've got a small lineup, hence the reason they've gone to the zone, and they're just struggling at the moment to get bodies on bodies to block out.
Midway through the second quarter, Jets in control. Manawatū, they use Wynyard to get in that high post position, goes underneath just like he did last time. It ends up with Tahuki in the corner, and down it goes for three.
Gets the roll, shooter's roll.
A couple of triples for him already on debut here today. And that lead extends to 10. Oh, Manawatū saw it coming.
Just read the passing lane, didn't he?
All the way to the hoop for two.
Read that passing lane through. Over just here.
Second quarter belonging to the team in camo. That is a lot better. Jones with the feed inside. Zion Anderson able to finish that one. Manawatū giving some space, gets on the drive, now kicks it out. Tarapaese into the corner. Tahuki back to back.
They've managed to get them in dominoes. You know, the Bulls need to stay on the ground when the Jets show them the ball.
Jones falls into the clutches there of the Toko Wynyard. Speaking to Jets coach Tim McTamney before this contest in the Sky Broadband Rapid League, he certainly was singing the praises of Karangi Tahuki, and he just said, Justin, he can score. 3 threes already.
He's showing 3 threes. That's why he's 3 for 4 from the three-point line, so you know he can shoot.
Here's Marcel Jones at the Chemist Warehouse. Has he hit age 40 yet, Marcel? If not,
no,
it's getting close.
He's getting close.
Must be 39 still. This is the second. Margin at 12. Pungo Manawatu's been a handful. He thought he was fouled there, picks himself up off the floor. Marcel Jones on the burst. Peyton Hughes. Mid-range shots really aren't his flavour, Peyton Hughes. He likes to be set outside.
Yeah, you're right, Justin. They need to get him some looks.
Jones sends it to the corner for Varnol. Well, they're shooting 3 of 12 at the moment, the Bulls. Pallacanestro, amazingly, still hasn't scored. He can change that right now. First points for him, and another 3 for the Jets. They're 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. Varnol with some space, crashes into the body of Crowley Napier. He's off to the Chemist Warehouse as a result.
Yeah, the Jets are 23 points in the first quarter. They're sitting on 80 pace.
Well, first half. The quarters go that quick now too.
Even I'm thinking.
You can't believe how quick they go. 4 by 4 minute quarters, of course. First one down for Varnol. He's a player with huge potential, Christian Varnol. We just haven't seen the best of him this season.
Yeah, he's been around a couple of seasons, a couple of years. Last season he played really well. This season, I don't know, he's just trying to find his way in the second year, second year of a career, and where he fits in the system. I think if I was to give him any advice, it would be just back yourself. He just needs to back himself. And, he seems quite, during this year, he's been quite hesitant at times. He's got some ability. Any young player, advice I'd give him is just back yourself.
BNZ player timeout, of course. Ball advances. QR code on screen. Scan away. Ticket to the big game. With thanks to BNZ. Bring your mates. Come along and join us for some NZNBL action. Fantastic initiative from BNZ. Pallacanestro had to get it up quickly. Got a clean shot in the end, but the opening half here this afternoon in the Sky Broadband Rapid League has well and truly belonged to the men in camo. The Jets leading 23-10 in an impressive shooting display from downtown. And the Bulls have got some work to do, Natu.
Yeah, they have. They're struggling with one containing Big Wynyard inside, and 2 the shooting ability of the Jets. They create an advantage, then move the ball, then one of their 3-point shooters is going to get an open look. So they're struggling in that regard. So when they're in man-to-man, they need to think about how they're going to cover that on-ball screen so they can prevent that 2-on-1 or open 3-point shot.
Well, let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats to halftime. Jets leading this one 23-10. Karangi Tahuki comes in for his first game and nails 3 threes.
He hasn't disappointed, and like we said, he can shoot it. He can shoot the ball, and he's a scorer. So look out for him. He's home now.
Rebounds clearly dominated by the Jets as well. They're all over this one, leading the rebound count 13-7. And good to see the guards getting amongst it as well. And Pallacanestro, he's not doing his normal scoring, but he's certainly bringing others into the game.
Yeah, he's contributing in other ways. Tahuki's got 1 block as well. So the Jets definitely, they're loading the stat sheet. Steals, Manawatu's got 1 and Fata 1. Christian Varnol for the Bulls has 1 as well.
So no Corey Webster for the property brokers Manawatu Jets this afternoon. He misses a 3rd straight game, and if you're just joining us, the coaching staff has informed us that we're dealing with a torn disc in his back, so it's going to be a much watch going forward. The Jets, of course, right in the thick of the race for the final 6, and if they can't get Corey Webster back anytime soon, that is a massive blow. Their next 3 games, by the way, after the Bulls today, and the Bulls are going to be tough, but after the Bulls today, they've got the Sharks here at home, the Giants away, and the Tuatara at home.
Yeah, it's all, from our observations over the last, 2 weeks, there's a number of teams sitting outside the top 6 who could get in there, and the Sharks are one of them. And the Jets have just got to hold their mental and see see how they can get through this period without Corey.
Hawks took down the Nuggets last night as well. They've just completed the Southern Swing with 2 wins, so they're in a bit of form. Tahuki pulls up the dribble. Shot clock down to 8. Matabananzo.
This could be a good job by the Bulls.
Down to 2 now. Tarapaese, big shot at the end. Oh, Crowley Napier did well. There's a foul underneath on the rebound. I reckon this might be against Perry. In fact, it's a double foul. So let's have a look at this again. Some holding on is there. There it is. Yeah. Spot on. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Corey Perry and Tangare Hapungo just had each other tied up. What do you do in that situation? Like, when you got 2 guys that clearly hold each other and you know it's a double foul, do you just let it go?
No. It's a double foul.
Fair enough. Thought I'd just ask the question. Maybe it's the Aussie rules football coming out in Manawatū. This is going to get waved away. A travel here for Anderson. Just took 1 step too quick there before the ball went down. Jets have had an interesting season in the Rapid League, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been up and down. They've got, the leading scorer. They've got some size. They could, I'm a bit disappointed with their Rapid League team. I think they can play a lot better. They can. Oh, that's wide open.
Tarapaese doesn't miss those. Drains that from the corner.
Someone lost coverage. Someone lost communication there. So the Bulls not doing a good job of communicating.
Breakdown defensively.
Yep.
A miss at the other end. Tarapaese is starting to feel it now. He is more than capable of getting on a run. Drives to the basket on that occasion. Too much on it. Anderson, Hughes.
2-side transition breaks there. Hughes get some contact.
Yeah, Hapungo leaning in with the foul. Jets and the Bulls coming your way today in the NZNBL, and then mid-afternoon we head to Auckland. Big game, Tuatara and the Saints.
It's a big game.
Of course, Luther Muhammad comes in to the Tuatara team, played with the Bulls last season, was an absolute star, it must be said. So he comes in. That's a big pickup, replaces Dave O'Hickey. So a handy replacement. And of course, as we shared with you a short time ago, Shea Illy out again for the Saints with concussion symptoms. We do hope he's all right. We know that he's had his struggles with concussion. Didn't play against the Fi on Friday night. The Fi winning that one by 4 against the Saints. Tarapaese, well, made it a little bit hard in the end.
Great defense from
Perry back the other way.
Perry.
And that's handy for the Bulls. Close to 12.
Yeah, they've lifted their intensity on defense. A lot more active now, the Bulls.
Well, they've held the Jets to just 3. Make that 5 as Matabananzo gets a wide open layup.
That was soft. That was...
Hughes loves the triple. Well, so much attention, Natu, goes to Tarapaese. And you've got to say, Tinashe Matabananzo has had a pretty damn good season as well in this competition. Here he is with another 2. Doesn't get the drop on that occasion. He goes over 8 points a game. He's usually good for a steal or 2. And that'll be a foul and a make for Christian Varnor. Nice patient basketball here.
Yeah. Gets him. Pivot. Gets him off the ground. And we're always telling you, young players, stay on the ground. Don't move your feet. Stay in your stance. Unfortunately, on that occasion, Tahuki was got off the feet.
Jets have lost their last 3 in the Rapid League. The Bulls have lost their last 2. So both teams wanting to get back on the winners list right now. Lowly positions on the ladder. Here's Wynyard on Anderson. Jones is lurking here defensively right there. And it is.
It is Trevor, yeah.
Well, Marcel Jones let Zion Anderson do the first coverage, but he just made sure he had backup. It was smart work from Marcel.
Yeah, I think Wynyard thought twice about alerting Marcel Jones. Here he is for three. Ooh.
Good looking shot. Too.
Yeah, good shot. It was a good open look. Good execution. Nice flare. Just the hooky with the three.
And misses that one in and out. Marcel Jones, by the way, as we said, 39 years of age, still doing it pretty well. He's had a great season as Hughes turns the corner. Marcel Jones in the Sal's NBL this season, shooting the three ball at 43%.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid there.
You had him here for a few games,
yeah.
Half a season. Was it last season or the season before? Oh,
season before. You know, he's a wily veteran, really smart. It's great, you know, the Bulls are great to have that kind of experience in their roster. And like you said, you know, he's shooting the ball well in the NBL's NBL, 44%.
That won't count, not in time. Tahuki looking for Crowley Napier.
And, you know, he's still searching. I think he's still searching for that elusive NBL championship, or Marcel is. So, yeah, I think, you know, he still feels like he can contribute.
Well, he's still getting it done. He's contributed this season for the Bulls. There's no question about that. 28-16, sorry, 31-16, I should say, is the three-quarter time score. One to play in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Speaking of Sky Broadband, the FIBA starter. From $50 a month for the first 12 months, it's a wonderful offer. Jump in and check it out now. skybroadband.co.nz, $50 a month for the first 12 months. And of course, all the stats in the Sal's NBL and the Sky Broadband Rapid League, proudly brought to you by Chemist Warehouse. 15-point lead to the Jets. They are dominating from downtown. 7 of 14 from behind the arc, Natu.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Bulls have gone to that zone, 1-2-2 zone, but they haven't had much luck there, so they're back to man-to-man. There's another number of issues there on the defensive end for the Bulls, and the Jets are shooting the lights out. So, yeah, a bit of hard work. Let's see how the Bulls come out in this fourth and final quarter. 15 points behind, 31-16.
Well, just to put an exclamation mark on the three-point shooting, Jets 7 of 14, going at 50%. Bulls 0 of 10. That is an exclamation mark. Remember that Chemist Warehouse stat coming in. The Bulls usually average about, what, 5 threes a game. So, large Nonna Pizza, there it is. This week's special with thanks to Sal's. Check it out, available until next Tuesday. Sal's Super Special for Week 10. Fourth quarter underway. Jones looking one side and the other. Gets it back now from Varno. Loads up for three. Oh, that one was halfway down.
Yeah, he's had 2 that have come in and out, so, you know.
0 of 11, the Bulls from outside the arc. Dada Payesa, he's just searching here, isn't he? Deep 2.
Nice little step back.
Didn't score his first points until late in the second quarter. He's up to 11 now. That's how quickly he can rack them up. Jones, third look is a charm from outside. He finally lands the first triple of the game for the Bulls. It's taken some time. Mata Bonanza, there's screens going on everywhere at the moment. Finally it opens up to Tanache, and he launches for 3. I think we're all getting a little bit dizzy and confused at all of those screens up high. Oh, Peyton Hughes just put his head down. Gets it back now, fires over Wynyard, and there you go. He's a sharp shooter when he's got his eye in, Peyton Hughes.
They've got it down to 11 now, the Bulls. A little bit of a comeback, 33-22, 2.5 to go.
Back-to-back threes for the team in lavender. Crowley Napier fires it inside.
3 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah, too long. Wynyard in there too long.
Don't often see that called these days in basketball, but it is one that absolutely infuriates coaches, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When someone's camped inside the key, and especially when they receive the ball, it's one of those rules that coaches always talk about.
By Varno.
Can he finish?
He just
can't.
needed to finish.
Margin at 11, 2 minutes to play. Manawatu has been really good, 8 points for him. Pallacanestro up to 11. Just looking for some space here. Oh, great hand. Really good. Peyton Hughes slaps it away. He's got Coca Gray on the run. Misses him. Now Coca Gray in the corner. Had a look at a three. Drives inside on Wynyard and scores. Gave up the easy shot, took the harder option and converted. Was it a travel here? Oh, maybe just got the ball down before that foot came up.
A lot more assertive in this quarter, the Bulls. They've cut the lead to 9 with this make. It's 8. So it's a good push from the Bulls.
8-2 run. Misses that. 4x4 minute quarters in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. The players on court here are the only, they're coming off the bench, I should say, in the NZNBL later today. So that's the concept, that's the innovation. And we're seeing a lot of players get important time now as Perry fouls. The young Bulls team comes together for a chat. I call them young Natu because Marcel Jones isn't on the floor now. Their average age is probably, I don't know, 20, 21. When Marcel's out there, it balloons to about 32. Crowley Napier at the Chemist Warehouse. He's had a pretty good season.
Yeah, he has. Solid season in Rapid League. Yeah. Handy with some three-point shooting and posting up. Quite athletic.
No Hikaya Lambert today for the Jets. Not sure why he's out. But he did a couple of really nice things against the Saints last time out.
He did.
Anderson on the drive. Nice drive. Good finish.
8-point game.
And we've seen that whittled away pretty quickly at times in this competition. So just over a minute to play. Jets probably need just one more basket to be safe, you would think. So they get it off Wynyard. Got a lot of size inside. Defensively, the Bulls did really well. And forward they come. Score here makes it interesting. Coca Gray can't finish it. And flying
made
up.
it interesting.
Oh, there's Crowley Napier again. I reckon that's his 6th rebound for the game.
Yeah.
Foul mid-court. We quite often look to the points in these in the Sky Broadband Rapid League as being a bit of a sign as to how players are playing, but it's hard to take 6 rebounds in 16 minutes.
Yeah, it is. And that just shows you how he's in the game. You know, Crowley Napier's all over the place. You know, he's committed to crashing the boards, boxing out, those sorts of things. It's all those things you don't see on the stat sheet, that energy, you know. So, yeah, he's had a really good game in that respect.
Coca Gray with the foul. Joe Reddish, there's the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Joe Reddish, the coach of the Bulls, there he is with Sampan complaining at the moment, complaining or explaining. I'm not sure, it's pretty animated, but anyway, there he is. Joe Reddish, assistant coach for the Logic Franklin Bulls. He has been pretty animated. Manawatu drains that one. And you would think that'll just about do it.
Yeah.
Bulls need something special from here. Anderson, Coca Gray. Peyton Hughes says, just give it to me. Why didn't they go to him in the first place? Wasted seconds. Peyton Hughes, his 2nd triple of the game. Any foul here, and the Jets go to the Chemist Warehouse. Margin at 6, and Manawatu heads back to the stripe.
I like the effort that the Bulls have had in this quarter, you know, not giving up. You're down 16 at the start of the 4th, and it's quite easy. You can sit back and just think, oh, relax. But they've played with some effort in this quarter.
I'll tell you what, credit to the Jets as well. They rely on Pallacanestro for scoring, but the spread today is really impressive. Manawatu, 11 points, 5 rebounds. Karangi Tuhuki, 9 points, 5 rebounds. Crowley Napier, 4.6 rebounds. I mean, they've really spread it around, haven't they?
Yeah. This all goes well for the upcoming Rapid League games. If they can spread that, they've added Kai Tahuki. That's another piece to the offense that can really stretch defenses. So they could get a few wins, and they needed this win.
BNZ player timeout. You just saw the details on screen. You know what to do by now. Let's see what the Bulls can get out of this late. Peyton Hughes launches for another 3. Varno on the way through. He can't do anything there. And now Tyson Thada Payese turns to Elijah Mareko and says, we'll take our BNZ player timeout as well. There it is, ticket to the big game. Fill out your details. Put down how many tickets you're after. You and your mates, your school friends, your sporting team friends. Chance to come along to the Sal's NBL on behalf of BNZ and enjoy the big game. And we're seeing great crowds up and down the country. I was in Nelson yesterday. What a crowd that was. What a game that was.
Yeah.
A lot of fun there. Dying stages here. Meta Bonanzo. Now that was a very good play from the Jets. And now maybe something late. Long shot from Zion Anderson, but that'll do us. So a good win in the end, Natu, for the Jets. They get home by 10. Yep. Here's that last play, by the way. Give and go.
That's great.
For Tinashe Metabananzo. He ends with 13 points.
Yeah, I think, great game for both teams. I think the Jets look really sharp when they're on offense, when they're pushing the ball down the floor. The Bulls unfortunately struggled to defend the Jets in the first half. Struggled from keeping their 3-point shots got going early on with Kai Tahuki and Thada Paese. And then obviously the inside game of Wynyard, that size just compacting out their zone.
Well, let's have a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats from this afternoon's Sky Broadband Rapid League game. As I was saying, just that spread of points for the Jets. Meta Bonanzo, the leading scorer with 13. Thada Paese below his season average, but contributed. They shot really well from downtown, and Tahuki coming in for his first run was good.
Yeah. And Bulls, rebounding. Tahuki had 6, Crowley had 6. Meta Bonanza had 4, Wynyard had 4, so good spread of rebounding there as well.
Rebound count was 24-16 in favour of the Jets, so it's a part of the game that they dominate. I think there'll be a few assists for them as well. There you go, a spread between Thada Paese, Meta Bonanzo and Hipango. As we continue to roll through, what do we have? A couple of blocks in the game.
The Jets still have Miles Gibson. So, but if I look at the Bulls roster, I don't think there's a guy who consistently can get 25 a game. So they have to do it collectively as a group. And if they can execute on offense, then they're tough. That's when they're really good, the Bulls.
Both teams on the floor warming up at the moment. Well, the Bulls are out there warming up at the moment. We're going to take a break, and then we're straight back here to fly Palmy Arena from 1 p.m. local time. It's a huge Sunday afternoon in the Sal's NBL. Tuatara and the Saints to come a little bit later on. But coming up shortly, it's a top 6 battle between the Manawatu Jets and the Franklin Bulls.
the Franklin Bulls. Now, if this is your first home game and you'd like a My First Home Game badge, come on down sensibly, please, walking nicely down to the MC booth and I can give you guys a badge. If it is your first home game, come on down and grab yourself a badge. Wow, lining up, please. Lining up is more than I thought. Just remember that this is your first home game, all right? Is this your first home game? Is it really? You can't tell me different. We've only got a few. You know what? You guys are good. Come. All right, thank you guys, thank you so much. Done deal. I say next home game, but if it's next home game, it means it won't be your first home game.
Cochrane Law, Landmark Homes, Obo, P3 Physio, Cafe Local, Green Law, PTS, Venues Palmerston North, Cartown and Belford Cleaning.
Introducing the starting lineup for the Franklin Bulls. Number 1, T. Hardy. Number 11, Tobias Cameron. Number 12, Ethan Rusfish. Number 10, David Okawera. Number 18, Till Glover. Coaching the Bulls is Sebastian Gleam and assistant coach Joe Reddish, manager Amanda Kelso, and Irish Drayton. And your starting five will
Kia ora everyone, no mai hara mai, hello and welcome to the mighty Manawatu Sunday afternoon basketball in the NZNBL. The Jets up against the Bulls, and it is a big afternoon of basketball. The Tuatara and the Saints coming your way from Auckland a little later on. Justin Nelson with you, Natu Tofale sitting right beside me. Great to see you and great to be here with you on a day when these two teams are wanting to bounce back from recent losses.
Yeah, kia ora everyone. Yeah, real big game for both these teams. We've heard before earlier in the commentary that, you know, the Jets will be without Corey Webster, so that's massive. The last time they played a team without Corey Webster, they got drilled by the Saints. The Bulls have got some work to do. If they can execute, take care of the ball, limit their turnovers, I think they've got a shot at being the Jets here at home. Yeah, the Jets, I just feel without that leadership, with Corey's leadership on the floor and scoring and now as intelligent now, some offense, you know, they'll struggle today because Dante can't play the whole game, you know.
Well, here's the VixenPick.com poll, and it is very, very even. Have a look at that. The Jets and the Bulls almost split right down the middle. Cast your vote on who you think will win today. Let's have a look at the ladder as it sits at the moment. A couple of games to come in week 10 of the competition. Canterbury Rams, gee, they survived an absolute scare yesterday against the Giants. Giants led that game by as much as 20. Rams got home by 2. Saints went down to the Phi on Friday night. They are looking to bounce back against the Tuatara later today. The Airs, the Bulls, the Jets. Look at that, 4 and 5. That's our game today. And the Hawks completed the Southern Swing with a win over the Nuggets last night. As we have a look at the second part of the ladder, Tuatara, they can climb today if they get home. The Phi looking a bit better with Mojave King in the lineup. Sharks, Giants blew a chance yesterday, no doubt about that, and Nuggets round out the ladder.
Yeah.
Games coming up Of course, as we said today, it's a double header in the Sal's NBL. And Tuatara and the Saints later this afternoon. Sky Broadband Rapid League from 2 p.m, Sal's NBL from 3 p.m. And then we're back here on Wednesday for the Jets and the Sharks. The Sharks on the double. They also take on the Airs. Fine, the Bulls will be a pretty good game on Thursday night as well. Bulls lineup, this is how they will start today. No Flynn Cameron still. He's still out with that calf injury. Yeah. Clearly, it's a little bit more serious than first thought. Hardy, Aquera, Tobias Cameron, Rusbatch and Gloger. When this team is good, they're really good. When they're not so good, they're not so good.
They're terrible. Yeah, you know, they've got the talent. And I think if they just execute and get through these sets, get their scorers, the shooters the ball, get Rusbatch his looks, get Cameron his looks, play solid on the defensive end, they've got a shot at beating the Jets here today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think they've just got to stay positive throughout and find a little bit of leadership on the floor. And one man who can deliver that leadership is Ethan Rusbatch. I chatted with him a short time ago. Ethan, some indifferent form for the Bulls in the last couple. What have you taken away from those games? And obviously a big one today, both teams coming off a loss.
Yeah, like you said, in different forms. So, you know, what we took from it was lessons, and then we're going to put those lessons into play today.
You're one of the key leaders of the team. There are times in games that we've seen from the Bulls where things fall away. Is that something you take on your shoulders to lift the group, or is it something you do collectively?
I mean, as a leader, I always kind of take these things and put them on myself. You know, I feel like I can always do better and lead better as the captain of the group. So, you know, if someone's going to take the brunt of it, I'm happy to do it. And as long as we learn from it and get dubs.
Seen some really good things from the Jets this season. What do you expect from them today? And how do you quell that scoring influence that they've got?
Yeah, we've got to play together. They have a lot of guys that can, you know, really heat up out there. So it's taking care of those guys and doing our thing, sticking to our rules and playing together.
A lot of Bulls fans will be watching on. All the best.
That's it, up the Bulls.
I really like that from Ethan. He's taking responsibility as a leader and saying, well, hey, yep, if we're talking about leadership in games where we do drop away, I put my hand up. You know, I need to step up and do this. I like that.
Yeah, I like that as well. I mean, it's just taking accountability of who you are in the team and who you are in the group. And he's one guy that needs to step up today.
Well, when they have been down in those 4 losses, they were down by as much as 35 against the Airs, 15 against the Giants, 43 against the Sharks, and 27 against the Saints. So it's a part of their game they need to fix. They know it, he knows it, and all eyes on the Bulls today to see how they respond. Let's have a look at the property brokers Manawatu Jets and how they will start. Of course, the big news here, Corey Webster out again. And straight from his coach, his father, Tony Webster, he is telling us it is a torn disc in his back. So it is a serious injury. This is how they line up: Russo, Nance, Rose, Miller, Jose, Gibson and Goins. Yeah,
I mean, you look at Russo Nance, he's been playing really great this year, but it's a lot of a load on his back today, you know, to potentially, you know, make all the decisions, play for 40 minutes. You know, my belief is they don't have a backup on that bench that can play and cover him. So it's going to be huge pressure on him and also Gibson.
Absolutely.
They're 2 key players for the Jets today.
Well, Quentin Rose came in and made his debut last time out against the Saints. It was a dirty day. He had 4 points on 1 of 12 shooting. He's looking to bounce back today, and I had the chance to catch up with him a short time ago. Here's Quentin Rose. Well, Quentin, you've been in town for, week and a half, couple of weeks now.
About a week and a half.
Tell us about New Zealand. You're fitting in, and how are you enjoying it?
I'm just really been trying to get my sleep schedule down, but I'm getting there. For me, practice once a day, come back, get some shots up. So in between then, I've just been working on sleep. Haven't really gotten to see much, but it's a business trip. I'm here to play basketball, so.
I like that. Tell us about the last game. Obviously always hard to come in and learn the plays, gel with your teammates in that first game. What are you aiming to do today?
I got my legs under me now, so, you know, I got to practice with the guys, got to get a feel of what we do, how we play. So I feel like it should be a big difference from last game, for sure.
What did the team take away from that last game? Not the result that you wanted, but the team was in great form before that. What did you take out of that, and what do you bring into this one?
Just weathering the storm, playing through adversity. Like, when stuff gets down, we just got to come together and just stick together and fight through it, honestly.
Best of luck this afternoon.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Manawatū, you're a former player, former coach. You've spent many, many years in this competition, and there is something to be said. New imports come in, there's so many of them who struggle in that first game. Once they get their feet under them, once they get to know their plays, their coaches, their teammates, things can quickly turn around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just that chemistry, getting that chemistry going, understanding what the coach wants from you, what the expectations are, and then also your role, and then getting to, you know, be able to mix with the other guys and know where they're getting their shots, where you're getting your shots. So yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. He's still probably Rose is still trying to find his feet, find where he is in this team. And once he does that, you know, I'm sure he'll play a lot better than he did against the Saints.
Chemist Warehouse head-to-head, this is the recent form. What I'm really fascinated by here is the Jets score 96 but give up 96. The Bulls score 86 and give up 86. Fascinating stat, isn't it, with thanks to Chemist Warehouse. No Corey Webster, no Flynn Cameron today. Not far away from a start. There's Isaac Miller-Jose. There is Quentin Rose. Let's see how he goes in game number 2. Our Barter card officials for this one this afternoon, Callum Welch, Sam Pan and Sasha Nicholson. You talk about top 6, but also remembering the top 4 is where you get home finals. This game is a hugely important one for the Jets and the Bulls. They are in that battle, aren't they, for top 4 position?
They are. And then, you know, you've got the other teams that are chasing on outside the 6. So you've got the Southland Sharks and the Hawks.
Hawks just won 2 games this week.
Yep. Well, yeah, they're in the 6. And then you've got, you know, Giants, it will take a miracle for them to get in, but hey, there's still...
it's a pretty big miracle from here. You've been kind, Natu. You've been kind. It's a big miracle from here. Just about set to go. Ball has been delivered. Sunday afternoon in the Cells, the NBL. Bulls in the white, Jets in the green. Miller-Jose, Okwera, and it is the Jets, to the pleasure of the hometown fans, who get the opening possession. Here is Miles Gibson. Rose. Oh, a little bit of a trip there. I don't reckon that was all his own doing.
Yeah, it's great. Ethan Rusbach trying to blow up their handoff.
In and out for Rose. Jeez, it would have been good for him if that first one had gone down.
At least he looks a lot more confident this game than when he was playing it against the Saints.
He's got some good size for a guard as well. Rusbach launches for 3. That was in and out as well.
Yeah.
So a miss at both ends. Rose with the pass. That's come off a hand. I reckon the Jets are going to keep it. They are.
Both teams with 2 great looks in their first sets.
Sebastian Gleim, Bulls coach, is already up on the sideline barking instructions. We're going to see a lot of that this afternoon. He is an animated coach. Gibson.
This is a good matchup, Gibson and Cameron.
And I reckon leaning in here, that's going to be on Tobias Cameron. Just came in from the side. It was. We're going to bring that score ticker up for you shortly. No scorers yet. And we're about 45 seconds into the game. Jets have won 5 of their last 6. Lost heavily last time out against the Saints. 47 points they went down by. Miles Gibson on the drive, met by Okwera.
It's great help from the big guy from the weak side, that low man, getting across and just blocking that shot.
I tell you what, we always expect Coach Gleim up on the sidelines. Russo Nance launches a 3, drains that. Good start. Not often we see Tony Webster up out of his seat this early, but he's up on the sideline as well. So Jets get their opening points. We'll get that score ticker up for you shortly. Jets lead 3-0. Rose on Gloga, and that goes down. He's off to the Chemist Warehouse for the bonus. Just had a little bit more size, didn't he?
Yeah, just good size. The Jets switching on that play. Rose hit the guard, the bigger Gloga, and he had position inside and finished on the layup. So
he's been in good form, Gloga. 13 points, 5 rebounds a game. He shoots it at 61% in general play. Misses that from the Chemist Warehouse. And we're just waiting for the scoreboard here to update in the stadium. So that's why we haven't got the score ticker on. It's actually 3-2, but there's no score showing in the stadium at the moment.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you updated. You better keep counting, Natu.
Yeah,
and there's Ethan
That's
Ruspach.
great transition, two-side transition, getting the ball to the corner where Ethan Ruspach had a great look for an open three. Bulls by 5 to 3.
And it's just come up on the scoreboard here, so we'll get that on screen for you in a moment. Miller-Jose is doubled. Hardy helping out Gloga. Pass, a tough one to Goins. Shot clock at 9. Russo Nance, corner, Rose launches, it went down.
He's out of bounds.
But he stood on the sideline.
Yeah.
Just when this man needs to find some shooting form. That's not what the doctor ordered. Bulls lead 5-3.
I like that hard show from the Bulls in defending the pick and roll. So great job by the Bulls defensively there.
Ruspach just nailed a triple. Gets on the drive this time, takes contact from Russo Nance.
Hey, it's great to see Ethan come out really aggressive in this first quarter. Knock down a free, drive to the basket, get to the line.
Opening minutes of this one this afternoon, just over 2 minutes played. Bulls lead 6-3 is the score. Bulls lead 6-3. And Ethan Ruspach has had a good start. Had that look in his eye when we interviewed him, didn't he? 7-3 lead to the Bulls.
Bulls with a little bit of half-court pressure there. Full-court pressure.
Rose gets on the drive. Yeah, and that was a clear foul.
Yep.
Tobias Cameron stepped in there. Just really didn't need to do that. Had him contained. And he's out with 2 fouls. So a blow there for the Bulls. Zion Anderson comes in. That's an interesting sub. He comes in very early into the game.
Offensive.
Oh, now who's this on? This is going to be on Dante Russo Nance. So that's his second. So early foul trouble both ways. Tobias Cameron with 2 and Dante Russo Nance with the offensive screen off the ball. And he's going to have to sit here.
And this is what we've talked about before the game. If Dante gets into foul trouble, who is going to take that mantle at the point guard? So it's Manawatu for now.
Still working on that score ticket for you, folks. We'll get that up shortly. Bulls lead 7-3. Aquera sends it to the corner. Zion Anderson's just come on the floor. Misses that. Tobias Cameron sitting with 2. Dante Russo Nance sitting with 2 fouls also. So both teams needing to adjust early. Miles Gibson a flat 2.
Nice. Good patience by the Jets, and Gibson, he just come off that pick screen and then just...
Pass from Anderson straight into the hands of Rose. He looks a lot more lively today.
Yeah.
Oh, the pass inside was straight at the feet of Goins.
Yeah, right idea. I would have loved to see him lob that to Goins because Goins had that position.
Well, he had Miles Gibson by himself on the wing as well. Didn't go to him. Bulls lead 7-5. Ruspach has had a good start. Gets the runner Hardy. First time we've really seen Tay Hardy. He's a scorer on the turnaround. Front of the iron, Miller-Jose with the rebound.
Yeah, a little bit of a fadeaway shot. You get that one.
Gibson, Jets trail by 2. Here's Rose. He's going to have to play.
He's going to come back to Gibson on this side.
He's going to have to play with the ball a lot, Rose. No Dante Russo Nance out there. Oh, Gibson made that go, ties it up, 7 apiece. So all locked up, 4 minutes into the game, 7 points apiece. Gloga down low on the turnaround.
He's got that nice little turnaround
from there.
Shot. Good position.
Just rarely misses those, Natu.
Yeah.
Bulls
Sebastian Glover, Coach Glover, really getting after at his guys to get into them.
Bulls lead 9-7. Matabananzo runs straight into Aquera. Miller-Jose on the drive, foul Gloga. Just to update you on the score, while we work on that score ticker for you, the Bulls lead 9-7. 5:51 left to play in this first quarter. And Dion Collins comes on for his first run, replacing Isaac Miller-Jose. It's always fascinating, Natu, to see how teams do adjust when they have stars in early foul trouble.
Yeah.
And both teams are in that position now, aren't they?
Yep. Yep. For the Bulls, you know, who do you bring on to replace that?
Oh, Kenny
That was
Goins.
great. That was a great drive by Kenny Goins.
9 apiece. Tobias Cameron sitting with 2. Dante Russo-Nance sitting with 2 fouls. Aquera strong. Bulls lead 11-9. It's been pretty frenetic stuff to start this one this afternoon in the Sal's NBL. Jets at home. They've got a good record here. They've won their last 5 home games.
Look at ISO Gibson in the post. They're not able to get the ball to him.
Matabananzo.
Great contest from Ethan Rusbatch.
Yeah, I reckon you got a finger on that.
Yeah.
Bulls lead by 2. Hardy. Screen coming from Gloger. Doubles back on it. Into the corner, Aquera.
Great
Gloger.
pass.
He was well set inside till Gloger. Miles Gibson with the foul. And is that going to be 2 shots or is that the 4th? That's the 4th. So in the bonus now with 4:44 left to play in the first. Bulls lead 11-9. Out by 2 points as Rose takes the seat.
Jordan Hunt enters the game, so you've just got to be wary of him. He's a pick and pop guy who can shoot the 3.
Trade and sign, of course, during the trade window a couple of weeks ago. Rusbatch misses that from the corner. Bulls lead by 2, 11-9. Gibson stops and props. Good look for Miles Gibson.
Yeah, it was.
We know the class of the man. Hardy steps back, goes over Gibson. Drains the triple and takes it out to a 14-9 lead. Bulls lead by 5.
So this is the pressure. They're taking the ball out of Matabananza's hands and making someone else bring the ball up. It's good pressure from the Bulls.
Matabananzo. Jets down by 5, and for the second time this quarter,
the sideline.
they step on the same sideline, almost same spot. Quinton Rose earlier, Miles Gibson on that occasion, and that's a couple of turnovers you don't want.
Yeah, and that's awareness. I mean, how many times do we see that in games? As a coach, you go crazy because of that. It's 2 turnovers, and you know, players standing on the sideline for the Jets. Good timeout.
5 turnovers in total for the Jets as well. So mark that down. We are waiting and working on that score ticker to come up for you on the screen. Bulls lead by 5, 14-9. Good start, some good signs. They're coming in off a couple of losses. And at times, as we've talked about, they can be up and down in games. So they're just trying to find some consistency and rhythm early in this one, and it's been good.
Yeah, and like you said, it's rhythm, offensive rhythm, getting into their structures early, getting people they need, their touches. You know, Ethan Rusbatch has had a few touches. He's knocked his shot down. Looking at disadvantages, going to Grover in the post, and he's making things happen there. The Jets, conversely, are trying to go to Miles Gibson in the post and out on the perimeter. So game's still in the balance.
Yeah, early stages in this one. 4 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Bulls lead 14-9. We do apologise for the score ticker not being on screen. A little bit of a glitch in the system here at Fly Palmy Arena, but we are working on that. We'll keep you updated with every basket. Bulls lead by 5. Justin Nelson, Natu Tafale with you this afternoon here in the mighty Manawatu. 2 teams searching for a bounce-back victory. Tay Hardy.
That's tough.
Really tough.
He had Collins skating all over the place.
He's a talent, isn't he? Bulls by 7. Matabananzo. And for all the danger that the Jets backcourt brought into the season, right now, in a big game, there is that scoreboard for you, 16-9. In a big game, Natu, no Webster, he's not playing, and Dante Russo-Nance sitting with 2 fouls. Oh, Tay Hardy's fouled there, cannoning into Manawatu, who's going to head to the Chemist Warehouse. So you talk about their backcourt and just how lethal it is, and right now they're running around without both of them.
That's right. So, you know, you got to have, sometimes as a coach, you got to trust in the guys on the bench that can come out and just perform a role. They don't have to be a Corey Webster, they don't have to be a Dante Rousseau-Nance, they just got to execute on offense.
So chances are we're going to see a bit of Tinashe Manawatu, the 32-year-old, this afternoon. Of course, they've also got Tyson Thada Paese. I can see that Kai Tahuki's just come onto the floor as well. He's making his debut today with the Jets. Played well in the Sky Broadband Rapid League. Score is 16-11 off those two. Makes 16-11, so the Bulls lead by 5. Hardy out to Vano, into Jordan Hunt. And
that's a tough matchup for Collins.
Well, that was a Till Gloger clone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Same shot.
Yeah. Although Collins is doing a great job of disrupting, you know, Jordan Hunt on the offensive end, but
reaching in, Jordan Hunt with the foul. He thought he got the ball clean.
When you're digging on that hard show, you just got to keep your hands back and behind you so you don't get that call. So Jordan Hunt, that's his second.
So Seb Gleim replaces Jordan Hunt. There's that score ticker up on screen for you. We can tell you that the Bulls have just added 2, so it's 18-11. 18-11, 7-point margin. Gibson at the Chemist Warehouse. Both teams in the bonus. Drags it back by 1, 18-12. So the Jets bring it back by a couple. Margin is at 5, 18-13 as Miles Gibson takes a seat. Just hanging in there, aren't they?
Yep, just hanging around.
Here's Tay Hardy. Gloger just clearing a space for him. Miller Jose was right up to that, and he comes up with the rebound. Rose back on the floor, puts it into Collins. Sends it outside. Miller Jose gave up the 3. Rose!
Down the middle.
There we go. Rose is blossoming.
Yeah.
That's what we love to see. Tay Hardy back the other way. 20-15. Bulls lead by 5. Oh, Quentin Rose, that'll give him some confidence, won't it?
Yep.
That'll certainly help that big dunk. Corner 3, Tahuki doesn't go down. Bulls back the other way, lead by 5. Marcel Jones.
Great pass from Russ Patch. Eyes up on the floor, seeing the floor, makes a great pass from Jones and the easy 2. Good pressure.
22-15. Margin at 7. Manawatu pulls up at the Chemist Warehouse. Can't get it to go.
It was a good shot, good look. Just didn't get it to go.
Just watch Marcel Jones on the outside here. He's just sitting and waiting till Gloger goes it alone. 1:22 left to play in this first quarter. Rose for 3. Looked like he copped a little knock on the hand there.
Yeah.
Hardy did well. Ends up with Rose. Shot clock at 7. He wants to attack again off the glass.
That was that one.
Just over a minute to play. Margin at 7. Hardy back to the basket. Adds another 2. And takes the lead out to 9. 24-15.
Yes, he's got to work on keeping the ball out of his hands. Hardy's just, he's the playmaker for the Bulls.
Rusbatch.
Great job, Rusbatch, denying that wing.
Yeah, Rose wanted it, and Rusbatch is all over him. Rose is actually complaining about the holding going on, but hey, if he can get away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Rusbatch doing a great job of that wing denial, just keeping the ball out of his hands, and if you can get away with it, you get away with it.
34.4 seconds to play in this first quarter. And whilst we were talking about Ethan Rusbatch's defence, foul has been committed. And it's going to be Karangi Tuhuki to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. A young lad that you spent a bit of time with?
Yep. He's definitely got some scoring prowess. Yeah, the kid can play. He's got good height for a shooting guard, 6'5". He's got a lot of energy, plays with effort, but definitely can shoot the three. So we'll see.
Adds a couple there, 24 to 17. Margin at 7. Hardy.
Great challenge from, who was that? That was
Miller Joseph.
Miller Joseph got up.
Yep. So margin at 7. Rose. Clock at 6. At 5. At 4. At 3. Over Aquera. Got it to go.
Nice finish.
Quinton Rose with the basket on the buzzer. Just what the Jets fans wanted. He looks a lot better already in game number 2. And the Bulls lead at quarter time, 24 to 19. Welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena this afternoon. The drums are a-beating. Jets, however, just trying to find their beat right now. They're down by 5 at quarter time. Bulls lead 24 to 19. Love a bit of drumming action in a stadium. What did you make of that first quarter, Natu? Tay Hardy, by the way, leading all scorers with 9 on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet.
Yeah, I think the Jets came back in that towards the end of that quarter and are back in this game. So still no real ascendancy by both teams. So it's just
the news out of the first quarter was foul trouble for Tobias Cameron and Dante Russo-Nance. I see Russo-Nance is back on the floor, so keep an eye on that. He's got 2 fouls. Rusbatch, Aquera from the corner, gives it up. Hardy's already got 9, as I said. On the attack, inside, outside, Aquera, some indecision. Gets the little runner in the end. Goins with the rebound.
Great rebound by Goins.
And the Jets aren't dominating the rebounds right now. Miles Gibson did not flinch. Opening points of the second quarter for the Jets.
Jets in a 2-3 zone.
Hardy to respond. Left it short. Gloger, really good. Oh, Marcel Jones has kept that into Rusbatch. Gives it back to Marcel Jones. Off to David Aquera. Up and under. With some sauce as well. Just feel like the Bulls made something out of nothing then. Russo Nance dumps it into Miller Jose off the glass.
Nice finish.
So Bulls by 2. Early stages of the second quarter. Jets in this zone. Jones, contested 3. Gloger keeps it alive. That was good by the big fella, and he gets it back from Jones.
The Jets have to block out in the zone. They can't just watch, stand there and watch.
Gibson nearly stood on that sideline again. Turnover in the end. Russo Nance has to take his hands out, and Tay Hardy goes all the way to the hoop. 30-24. Margin back to 6. Early in the second. Miles Gibson starting to feel it.
Yeah.
He's so much fun to watch, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got the purest jump shot in the league. Hardy with the ball, he's penetrating.
He's up to 11 now, Miles Gibson.
for 3. Oh.
And he drains that. So Aquera, he's up to 7 points. This man has 11. Kenny Goins doesn't mind a 3.
Yeah. That's the thing, because Goins can step out and shoot the 3, and there he shows that he can knock it down.
33-29. Russo Nance needs to be careful here. He's just reaching in from behind. That would have been a clumsy foul. Tay Hardy under pressure, gives it up. And look at this. Gibson to Rose, down it goes.
Great defense from the Jets there. Closing out on Hardy when he was driving, and that's a no call. There's no foul there.
So timeout called by Sebastian Gleim. He wanted that foul. Yeah. He's talking to the refs mid-court at the moment. He wanted that foul called on Dante Russo Nance. That round the back, coming from behind, trying to knock the ball out. We said it looked clumsy, and Sebastian Gleim is actually saying, hey, that was a foul, call it, because he knows that if Dante Russo Nance gets his 3rd, he's sitting for the rest of the half. 6:49 left to play in this second quarter. We do apologise for the game clock not being on the screen. There has been a technical issue in venue here. But we do have that score ticker up and running. Bulls by 2, and game's starting to open up.
Yeah, it is. Even though it's low scoring, 33-31. Jets are staying in that zone. They feel they can. But Dante Russo Nance has got us. And we know he's great at stealing the ball, but he's reaching a lot, and he's got to be conservative on that end of the floor. He's just got to keep his hands to himself. And
well, the opposition coach knows it as well, Natu. So smartly, Sebastian Gleim has used half of this timeout to say to the referees, watch number 4 for the Jets. Watch number 4 reaching in. Call the foul if it's there. Because he knows that if he can get Dante Russo Nance off the floor, it'll be a huge blow against the team in green. Miles Gibson starting to warm up.
Yeah, he is. He's the guy that we talked about at the start of the game that the Bulls will have to look after.
Miller Jose already has 7 rebounds in the game as well. Back underway. Bulls by 2. Gloger. Miller Jose standing his ground. Oh, the pass into Hardy was so good. Till Gloger, take a bow. Hardy adds another 2. He's got 13. Rose for 3. Oh, he is starting to warm up. He had such a shocker against the Saints. Shot 1 of 12. You can tell he spent a little bit of time on the floor with his teammates. They get it back again. Gibson
will post,
He's going to get doubled here from Aquera. Goins, ball on the floor. Pass to Dante Russo Nance, wasn't the best. He's surrounded. Goins in the corner, keeps it in. Rose, shot clock down to 6. Gibson, step back, 3. Oh, nearly got the roll again. So close.
The game's starting to pick up, and there's a turnover there.
Well, Hardy threw it straight to the back of Tobias Cameron. And now Hardy fouls, so gee, we've seen this from the Bulls at times, haven't we? they just all of a sudden fall out of rhythm with each other. I mean, first and foremost, if you're running up at the floor in offensive transition, you're told to keep an eye on the ball, right?
Yep.
So Tobias Cameron had no eyes for the ball, and Hardy threw it to his back. Rose for another triple. A little bit of a heat check there. Margin at 1. Aquera. Gee, that was a sloppy pass as well. Hardy. Russo Nance has to stay out of it. Rusbatch around Goins. Got it to go.
Soft touch. Shooter's touch. Nice little soft floater.
Been doing that for a few years, hasn't he?
Has.
Here's Miller Jose. Gloger just hanging on. Russo Nance, his battle with Hardy. Pass into Miller Jose somehow found its way into the hands of Kenny Goins.
We got a tight game.
And a timeout again by the Bulls. So Seb Gleim, his second timeout of the quarter. There's 4:36 left to play in the second. All tied up at 37 apiece. And Seb Gleim was not happy at all to see Kenny Goins being given that space. Couple of threes for him. He does shoot threes at 35%, Kenny Goins.
Yeah. He's getting on his players on the defensive end because they're allowing them too much space. And we can hear him from here.
Yeah, he is super loud. He's at the far end from us, and there he is, the German coach, Sebastian Gleim. This is his last season with the Bulls. It's already been announced that he'll be heading back to Germany once this season is completed. He's picked up some really good work over there in basketball, so we wish him and his family well. But this is a critical moment in the game. A number of times we have seen this season, when that frustration builds for the Bulls,
they implode.
Things go off the cliff really quickly. They've got to hold themselves together here. And I reckon that would have been the message from Coach Gleim, just to call them in, take that second time out quickly and say, hey, listen, this is a spot we've been in before. Bring it together, put your arms around each other, let's get it right, let's make sure we get momentum back.
Let's see, because right now the Jets have that momentum. Gets back into a man-to-man.
Hardy to Rusbatch on the turn, sends it to Jones. Hardy likes this matchup on Miller Jose. Spins around to the right, off the glass, can't get it to go, and they got the run here, the Jets. Numbers up the floor, Miller Jose sends it to Goins. Pretty play, oh, nearly went in. He'll head to the Chemist Warehouse for 2. Gee, Jets in transition there, dynamite.
They get stops and they get out in transition. They're tough to stop.
By the way, that's Jordan Hunt's 3rd foul. So Sebastian Gleim has got some concerns. Jordan Hunt with 3. He's going to leave him out there by the look of it. Goins. That looks short from the moment it left his hand. He is a 78% shooter from the Chemist Warehouse, so you'd back him on this one. There you go. Second one is good. Jets have the lead.
Yeah, they've got the lead. They've got momentum. And again, the Bulls team that implodes is struggling at the moment. There, look. Jordan Hunt coughs up the ball. Great steal by Rose, and he's at the basket.
Well, Hunt had to back out, didn't he? He's got 3 fouls. He had to leave that alone. It was probably smart in the end, but he did give up 2 as a result.
Yeah.
And Quentin Rose looks a different player. Another turnover on the go. Rose, Miller Jose gets it to go. Well, he had to change his mind on the dunk in midair, didn't he? And they're on the move here, 42-37. Margin at 5 and 1 back at you for the Bulls.
Turnover.
Stepping on the sideline. Jets had that a couple of times in the first quarter.
Yeah. We talk about, Ethan Rusbatch talk about leadership. Right now, there's no one in the Bulls who are pulling that team together and saying, hey, let's get it together. Right now, they're all dispersed, and this is what's happened with the Bulls in games before, where they're blowing leads and teams are just blowing them out.
We'll get that score updated for you in a moment. 42-37. Jets lead by 5. And they are on the move right now. Russo Nance, Hardy all over him, reaching. That's come off the leg of Jordan Hunt. So Jets to bring it in from the baseline. 14 seconds on the shot clock. They lead by 5. They have added another couple. It is 42. And of course, the Bulls don't have any more timeouts here. Russo Nance, did that slip out of his hands? He thought there was a foul. Clearly it was just a slip. He's got to be careful here on Hardy. Tobias Cameron for 3. Oh, can't get it to go.
They look good, but just didn't nail it. So
that score's been updated for you now. Yep. So Jets by 5. And there's a foul here. Is that against Hardy or Jones? Is it off the ball? Just trying to see who this foul was on. It might have been on Till Gloger. Just checking. I reckon it was on Gloger, that foul. Yeah. So that's his second. And the Jets have a real run of momentum here. Hardy puts down Russo Nance, no call from the officials. Mid-range 2 from Rose. Rebound falls into the hands of Cameron. Spinning, oh, big block. Nice work, Kenny Goins. Flop warning going to be on.
That was close, because I thought the hookie's left arm just
ran straight into. Well, it ran into the chest, didn't it? And a 3 to Hookie. Bulls have got no more timeouts here.
Yeah.
They've only got their B&Z player timeout. 45-37, margin at 8. Tobias Cameron. Rusbatch, another turnover. Well, we've seen this before.
Yep.
The script is there. Flop warning in now is officially signalled on the Bulls and Tobias Cameron. We've seen this before. They trailed by as much as 35 against the Airs. They lost. Trailed by 15 against the Giants. They lost. They trailed by 43 against the Sharks and lost. And they were down by 27 against the Saints and lost. This is manageable at 8, but they've got to get their heads together. Yep. 7 turnovers. And the Jets are a team that punish opposition off turnovers. Russo Nance to add 3. Battling on the boards. Oh, they give it back. Varno to Rose. Turnover number 8. Listen to the crowd. Margin of 10. You're just sitting here shaking your head, Natu. What are you seeing?
They just rattled. They just rattled. The Jets have turned up the heat on the defensive end. They're a lot more active.
And now Gloger misses one that he would normally make.
Just struggling with that.
Oh, Rose. Dagger. Quinton Rose with the dagger.
Yeah.
Margin at 13. It is a 31-13 quarter. 31-13. Hardy in and out. They just can't land a blow. What a run by the Jets. They lead by 13. Collins inside. Gee, he had Rose by himself in the corner.
He should have finished that.
Well, Quinton Rose just threw his hands up. Just hit a 3. Was all alone in the corner. And Collins missed him. 20 seconds to play. Both teams have their B&Z player timeout. Gee, Bulls need something positive here. Rusbatch looks short off the hand. It was. Gloger offensive board. Aquera, they've got to score something, and they do. Player timeout with thanks to B&Z called by Dante Russo Nance. Geez, they needed that basket.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what happens. to the ball. You know.
By the way, that stopped a 16-point run by the Jets. Sorry, Natu.
Yeah, and it all starts with turnovers. But you look at the Jets, they've upped the level of their intensity on the defensive end, their activity, their hands are going everywhere, they're rebounding defensive, they're getting out and running and getting easy twos for those turnovers. You know, it's points on turnovers, and that's you know, the Jets, the Bulls are struggling.
3 seconds to play. BNZ player timeout is used. It's advanced. Chance here. Goins turns the corner and drains the three. The green machine comes to life at Fly Palmy Arena. Kenny Goins says, see you later. GJ Gardner home three play. Look at this. Turn the corner. That's his third triple of the quarter.
And this is great for the Jets. No Corey Webster, but they're up, what, 14? It's 50 to 39 by from the Jets, and really like the way they upped their defensive intensity in the second half, mixing it in. They came out with a 2-3 zone. They went back to man-to-man, and the Bulls struggled in getting their offense going, and then ultimately led to, what, 8 turnovers. So the Jets have got the heat on them at the moment. So what can the Bulls do when they come out in the second half?
A 34 to 15 second quarter. 34 to 15. That just sums it up right there. And that is why the Jets lead by 14 at the half. 53 to 39, Sal's NBL action. It's a big Sunday afternoon. Tuatara and the Saints still to come from Auckland right here on Sky Sport. Chemist Warehouse stats coming up after the break. There's more shots dropping. Back in a moment.
Well done. Nice work.
No mai hoki mai, welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena. Halftime here this afternoon. The Jets and the Bulls, some serious stuff going on at halftime. The drummers taking centre stage and entertaining this fantastic and vocal crowd. The Jets Army, they are so much fun to watch, and gee, they enjoy it when their team is up and about. Jets lead by 14 at the half. Justin Nelson and Natu Tofale with you. That second quarter, Natu, Jets 53 to 39, 34 to 15 in the second quarter as we bring up the Chemist Warehouse stats. They just powered away, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, defensively, that change in defense, going from the 2-3 zone at the start of the second and then mixing it up with a bit of man-to-man. The Bulls struggled to find answers to that. The other thing was, you know, their offense became stagnant. Guys like Ethan Rushbatch didn't get any looks, and you'd say that in a zone you'd get looks and knock down threes, but he failed to get the looks that he needed to get. And then, you know, the defense, the intensity turned up. The Jets got active. They were in the passing lanes, got steals and easy baskets down the other end. So fortunately for the Bulls, they've got the second half, the whole of the second half, to try and get some ascendancy back. The challenge is, you know, are they done? Because we've seen them just come out of the second, get down 15, get down 14, and then get down 30. So are they done in this game?
Chemist Warehouse stats, and look at that, Quentin Rose with 4 steals. It was such a tough first game for him against the Saints, but gee, he has responded today. 16 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals at the half for Quentin Rose. Big second half coming your way. Can the Bulls respond, or will the Jets turn up the turbines and power away? They lead by 14. Second half coming up after the break.
Don't forget, you've still got a chance to grab some Property Brokers Gents merchandise out in the foyer. We are almost sold out, so make sure if you are after some, to go and grab that now.
Where to from here, New Zealand? To amazing places. Places of opportunity, technology, possibility, sustainability, every ability. Places that are for all to enjoy. Yeah, everyone. Let's enjoy the path forged by those that came before us, but also find new ones, maybe better ones. Life is our journey. Aotearoa, our magnificent waka. Highway New Zealand, let's go places.
Also a massive shout out to our sponsors.
Vining Group, Basketball Manawatū, Eileen Farquhar Property Brokers, Fisher Print, Your Chapel Architecture, Shane Jones Painters, K. Nitschke Property Brokers, McDougall's, and Allsco.
still coming your way this afternoon. Stick with us right throughout the day on Sky Sport. Justin Nelson, Natu Tafale with you. Hey, interesting stat here, Natu. We're about a minute and a half away from the start of the third quarter. The worst team for turnovers committed in the Sal's NBL, the Bulls. The worst team for fouls in the Sal's NBL, the Bulls. Right now, turnovers are an issue. We know that. We've been talking about it, especially in that second quarter. But the foul count is also a bit of a problem, 10-4. So the Jets have only committed 4 fouls in the game. I don't think they fouled in that second quarter. And the Bulls have 10 fouls. So that could be an ongoing issue as the game wears on. Ladder. I want to have a quick look at the ladder in the Sal's NBL because this is a top 6 battle between the Bulls and the Jets this afternoon. Now, if the Jets win, they are going to jump over the Bulls into 4th position. That points percentage, and we keep talking about how important scoring in Rapid League is, and here in the NBL, the Sal's NBL. Look at that difference, 4% different. The Jets actually lost about 5% in that loss against the Saints last week, so that's how good they were going. But if the Jets win this one today, bang, they're up in the top 4.
And that's great for the Jets, especially without Corey Webster. And the thing about it, it's going to give those other guys in the second unit who are coming on the floor, which I've seen today, more confidence when they do. And Coach Webster has done a good job in inserting them into the game where he feels they can be of some advantage to them, to the Jets. Bulls, well,
let's put it on him. Let's put it on him, Natu, because it is a story that's out there. It's a story that's growing in the competition about the way that this team implodes in games and opposition teams get a run on. 34-15 second quarter. They're now down by, 14 points. We are about to see whether this team is a contender or a pretender this season. They need to respond. Second half underway. And that's the best start the Bulls could have hoped for. They get a turnover. Rusbach, Aquera waiting for it outside. Oh, the pass straight into the hands of Russo Nance. Oh. That is not what they needed. Rose, 16 in the game. He adds another 2. That's a deep 2. He's up to 18.
It's not good. As they start off with, first set they come down, great defense, and then they turn it over. And then the Jets come down and score.
Kloger, he gets it to go off the glass. A little bit of a bright spark for the Bulls. They've got to get stops though. Gave up 34 in the second quarter. Margin still at 14. Russo Nance, Goins, what a second quarter this man had. Can add another 2 here. Yeah. He is on fire.
It's quite easy. There just doesn't seem to be an answer defensively by the Bulls.
Well, just to put an exclamation mark as Hardy drains the 3. On Kenny Goins, he's got 14 points, hasn't missed.
Yeah.
That Hardy 3, exactly what the Bulls needed. That steal, Rusbach, he's got runners with him. Hardy behind him has just nailed a 3. That one is very deep. And look at this, Russo Nance to Gibson. Hardy with the block from behind. So some
great
fight
position
from the Bulls momentarily. Goins, Gibson has to go over the top. Oh, but Tobias Cameron. Geez, it swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
There's an unforced turnover of Aquera and then a long bomb.
Oh, another turnover. Rose takes it from Rusbach, hammers it down. Timeout Bulls. Just over 2 minutes into the quarter. Sebastian Gloin wants a timeout. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the strip. And there's the finish. 14-point halftime margin is now 17. If you're a Bulls supporter, having watched the last 2 minutes 12, you've seen a couple of steals, you've seen a Tay Hardy 3, you've seen a Tay Hardy block, and you'd be sitting there going, you beauty, we're back, we've got the energy. But then they've also given up, what, 2-3 turnovers?
3 turnovers. And that you lose momentum when that happens. You know, you do a great job on the defensive end. You get it down to the other end of the floor, you score, you come down, then you turn over. Bad pass, another bad pass, a fumble off a knee. That's you know, as a coach, you'd be pulling your hair out because that's just, you know where your weaknesses are. And it's just, they're just not being patient. You know, you can get those points back in 1 quarter. You can get a single point lead, a double-digit lead back to single digits in 1 quarter. But you need to take your time, and it needs patience. It needs stops on the defensive end, and it needs scores on the offensive end.
Jets were down by 5 at quarter time. They led by 14 at the half. They're now out by 17 points early in the third. The Bulls' next 3 games, they've got the Fire away, who are a different team now with Mojave King. The Tuatara at home and the Saints at home. That is a tough run. Hardy, Tobias Cameron, they needed that. That's going to help.
That's interesting. The Jets went back to their 1-2-2 zone. And all I thought they had momentum staying in their man-to-man, but I guess they switched up, gave the Bulls a different look.
Marcel Jones reaching in with the foul. Admitted guilt straight away. Interesting to see Seb Glime in that timeout. He's ripped David Okwera off the floor and brought Marcel Jones in. So keep an eye on Okwera. Turnover, sloppy stuff from the Jets and Kenny Goins. Rusbach hands it off to Hardy. Threw it straight into his leg. Hardy's a scorer. On the attack.
Oh, Dante Russo, man, for the defense. Great hands.
Well, he just fumbled it. Yep. Again, a 3 at one end, a steal at the other. Then they go down and they turn it over. It's just one of those days, isn't it?
It's almost like you get that steal, you come down, just get composure. Get a set where you can just offensive set where you can score. And they come down and they rush things.
Jets just picked up a delay of game warning, by the way, from an earlier passage of play. Russo Nance, 2 early fouls in the game. We certainly haven't seen the best of him today. Just 3 points because of that foul trouble. Kenny Goins has travelled. Took off too quickly. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. What did you think here, Natu? Oh, he has lifted both feet.
Yeah,
it's a tough one. As a player, you just want to get on the attack, don't you? Tobias Cameron. Well, Jones was the target. And that
is turnover number 5, is it?
Well, it's turnover number 13 for the Bulls.
5 turnovers in this quarter, I think.
You're not far off it.
Yeah.
Margin right now is the same as it was at half-time. Both teams haven't been great in this opening 4 minutes of the third quarter. Miller-Jost to Gibson, loves that spot. That is a let-off for the Bulls.
That is a let-off. That's a surprise he missed that one, but however.
Hardy. Gloger and Jones were just cramping each other's space there. Again, sloppy stuff from Hardy. They're on the move here. Rose to Gibson. Down it goes.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to applaud the defense of the Jets. You know, they're getting in the passing lanes. They're aggressive. Rose especially has probably got, I don't know, five steals. 5 steals. There you go. His hands are.
He's been awesome, hasn't he?
Look.
And he's right there again on Harris. Goes under to Gloger. A little bit of holding on there when unseen or unwhistled. Now we get a foul called on the Jets. Here's that steal from Rose up the court to Miles, who flushes it down. It's going to be a Bulls ball off the baseline. They're just fighting right now, trying to dig themselves out of the hole, but they turn it over again. And Gibson should have made them pay. I mean, that is bread and butter stuff for him.
I was surprised. Very surprised he missed it.
Cameron to the hoop. And that's what they need.
What they need. Yeah, they need to be aggressive. They can't sit on the perimeter and just...
Rose around Russ. Badge! And the circus shot goes down. What an afternoon for Quinton Rose. Marcel Jones is fouled on the way to the cup. That's on Miller Jose. Quinton Rose last week, I know he just got off a plane, and we've seen it before. We can be really harsh when we come to critiquing imports. Got off a plane, came up against the Saints in Wellington, shot 1 of 12 and just had a horror afternoon. 4 points in that game. And I reckon Jets fans were just scratching their heads and just thinking, what have we done here? Well, you've done all right as he takes a break. Quinton Rose today, 22 points at 66%. A couple of threes, 3 rebounds, 5 assists and 6 steals. And my advice to Coach Tony Webster, for whatever it's worth, is do not leave him sitting on the bench for too long.
I'd agree. He's had a coming out party today. He's looked great.
Been a great bounce back, hasn't it? The bonus from the Chemist Warehouse is good for Marcel Jones. Aquera comes back in for him. So good to see David Aquera back out there. There is Tony Webster. Margin at 13. 15 turnovers for the Bulls. 10 for the Jets. Gibson has 15 points. Missed his last couple of shots, uncharacteristically. Russo Nance in and out of trouble. Inside the pass, just too hot for Dion Collins.
Yep. Right idea, just too hot. There we go, look at this.
I mean, I know it was a hot pass. Dion Collins probably should have got that. Aquera.
Oh, he needed to make that extra to the corner because
Varno can hit threes though.
Oh, that's good.
So, good sub for the Bulls.
Good start.
Bringing in the young sharpshooter. Margin back to 10, as close as it's been for a while. Russo Nance. Goins has not missed a shot. 6 of 6 in total, 3 of 3 from long range.
Yeah, nice short corner jumper there.
He's got 16. Aquera just bundles Tahuki out the way. Tobias Cameron launches. Russo Nance with the rebound. He's going to go it alone. Dante Russo Nance sends it outside. Tahuki loves a 3. Miles Gibson calms it down. Hasn't missed. That is his first miss of the day, Kenny Goins. Russ match up with it. Varno through his hands. Behind the play here, Tobias Cameron goes to the floor. Seb Glime thought he was impeded with. And Seb Glime's reaction, he's probably lucky he hasn't been teed up here. That was a vicious response from Seb Glime, abusing referee Sam Pan. I know you didn't see it on screen. We saw it out the corner of our eye, and it was really, really going at the official. I didn't actually see the contact on Tobias Cameron, who went to floor. But given the response, Natu, clearly something happened. Just over 3 minutes to play. Goins into Collins. Russo Nance gave up the first look, drains the second look, and they respond.
That's really efficient basketball. Short roll, pick it, just move the ball.
Scored the last 5, and now there's a foul off the ball here. This is going to be on Dion Collins. Fouled on the interior. Grappling with Jordan Hunt, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
See if we can see it here. Oh, there's that finish from Dante Russo Nance. Just lovely stuff. Back with the live action. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Margin at 15. Hardy. Russo Nance did really well. Vano's already hit a 3. That one misses. Jets are just steadied, haven't they?
Yeah, it's been...
sign of a good team. Quinton Rowe still sitting, by the way. Hardy. Aquera. Stepped around. Didn't get it to drop.
Ball struggling. They're struggling to make it on the offensive end.
Well, I reckon Coach Webster will be happy with this, given Rose is sitting. He's about to come back into the game as I speak. Hardy, classy. He can't get it to go. Aquera knocks it back. And for all the work and all the effort, that margin sits at 13. You just wonder whether the Bulls have got enough to punch the Jets in the face here.
Yeah.
Oh, well
what
done.
a play.
Tobias Cameron, he stepped on the sideline. I'm not sure that Jordan Hunt would have got it, but capital A.
There's effort.
Well, capital E for effort. How's my spelling going?
I don't know whether he was out of bounds.
Well, we have the benefit of the GJ Gardner Holmes replay, so we're going to show that again. Can we just show that again? Watch the feet. Let's see if he did step on the line here. Because the officials see it in one go. Here we go. Watch this. Did he step on the line? Oh, hard to see. Hard to see. Jeez, it's hard being a referee, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's,
especially when the Bulls are in town.
Well, Seb Glime just pacing the sideline. He looks like a man possessed, still talking to the officials. Sam Pan copped an absolute spray from Seb Glime when Tobias Cameron went down a couple of plays ago.
There's a man who's given sprays over the last 30 years as a coach. His assistant coach, Jeff Green.
Copped a few tech fouls over the years, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So we've just had a break in play. Just wiping the floor up by the looks of it. So 149 or 148, I should say, left to play in this third quarter. What have you made of it? It's been relentless, hasn't it?
Yeah, started off, the Jets started off really well and got up 15, 17 at one stage, but the Bulls have pulled it back, so it's been an even quarter. But the Bulls, if they can get it to within single digits at the end of this quarter, they've got a shot. They've got a shot at winning this game. The Jets just need to continue their defensive effort, being active. And
DJ in the house is taking you back into your 20s at the moment, Natu, with the Macarena. Till Gloger with the foul. And that might be his third. Is it his third?
Yeah.
So just keep an eye on that. And he's the only one with 3. In fact, it's his 4th. I was going to say I feel like it's his 4th. So that's one to watch for the Bulls. Till Gloger has 4 fouls. And the Bulls certainly need him on the floor, because Jordan Hunt's got 3 as well. Here's Collins. Dante Russo Nance sitting at the moment. Rose is back out there. That's a tough shot.
That's great defense from
Tobias Cameron. Got him on the run here. He fumbled it, tried to keep it in, sent it back, and the Jets swooped.
Yeah, it wasn't a great pass, but
Madam Bonanzo, he was really good in the earlier Sky Broadband Rapid League game. Jets winning that by 10. Miller-Joe to Rose with the little runner. Tried to put it back. Came up short on both occasions. Hardy now. Gloger.
Nice finish.
He puts it down and he's off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for the bonus. That's better play.
It's almost like I've been watching the Bulls on transition, fast breaking, nice bounce pass, good finish. But when you watch the Bulls in transition offense, you're thinking, are they going to turn it over or are they going to make a great play?
I reckon that is a really good call, Natu Tofale. It just feels like that, doesn't it? You're just not sure what they're going to do.
Not sure what they're doing, or they're going to turn it over or make a great play.
And if we're sitting here thinking about that, imagine what this guy's thinking every time they go down the floor. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. The Bulls have got it back to 10 though. So, nice little passage of play. Miller-Jose, Russo Nance is sitting. Here's Rose. Miles Gibson is sitting at the moment. Oh no, Miles Gibson is out there. It's Rose gets up for another 2.
Yeah, he's looking the piece. He's looking good.
Game high score of 24. Hardy on 16. Aquera. Tobias Cameron.
That's better from the Bulls. Good ball movement. They've got it to 9 now.
His three-point shooting has really improved too. 39% on the season, Tobias Cameron. Bit of a highlight of his season. Last shot you would think coming up here for the Jets. We're at 5, at 4. Collins inside. Hunt with the block.
Great block.
They don't use their BNZ player timeout. And Seb Klein on the sideline had his arms outstretched, signalling to his team for the final 3 seconds there to use their BNZ player timeout. They lose that opportunity. They keep it for the last quarter. So a bit of a fight back from the Bulls. Can they get themselves right back into it in the last? Margin is at 9 with 1 to play. Welcome back to Fly Palmy Arena. 1 quarter to play. The Bulls just starting to get their charge on. We're back to 9. MVP, QR code on screen. Miles Gibson leading the way at the moment with 28%. 24-19 third quarter by the Bulls.
Jets still in there.
Natu, what do you think the message would have been from both teams at 3-quarter time? Early foul there against the Jets.
Well, Bulls, take care of the ball. Keep pushing it on transition. Keep getting it up the floor quickly, but then get into their secondary options real quickly.
17 turnovers for the Bulls.
Yep. Continue to do that. The Jets continue their defense. You know, they're in a zone. They started this quarter now with a 2-3 zone. Continue being active in the passing lanes and putting pressure on the ball. And keep moving, executing offense. I think the Jets are doing a better job offensively than the Bulls are. And they've got, you know, 3 optimum scorers there. Goins, Gibson and Rose, who are doing a good job.
Every shot made from the Chemist Warehouse stripe this season in the Sal's NBL. Chemist Warehouse donating money to BBNZ Hoops in Parks and Hoops in Schools. Fantastic initiative with thanks to Chemist Warehouse. Tay Hardy drains a couple from that Chemist Warehouse stripe and brings it back to 7. So first blow of the last quarter goes the way of the Logic Franklin Bulls. Let's see how the Property Brokers Manawatu Jets can respond.
They're in a zone.
Here's Russo Nance, has Rose in the corner here. Goes it alone, draws contact. That'll be against Tay Hardy. That's his third foul. Till Gloger has 4. He's sitting at the moment.
A lot of contact.
Well, there it is, hand on the shoulder, no doubt about the foul.
And plus his knee, his thigh was...
Well, every time the Bulls made a run in the third, the Jets answered.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do here. Russo Nance, big shot, back of the iron. And now a chance for the Bulls to get back-to-back points. Jordan Hunt just inside the sideline. Tay Hardy for 3. Oh,
Ethan Rusbach.
Ethan Rusbach.
He's still got those hops.
Getting up. And there's an offensive foul against Miller Joe. So this is a nice run here for the Bulls. Ethan Rusbach, the old man, showing the hops there. Have a look at this, GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. There's the miss. Well, we didn't get to see it on that angle. But he attacked the boards, didn't he? Here he is again, back to back. No, can't finish. Tobias Cameron and Goins get after it. The ladder wins out. We're back to 5.
Yeah, we're back to 5. It's a game now. It's a ball game.
So this is much better fight from the Bulls. And now the pressure back on the Jets. Gibson, good hand. Tobias Cameron. And I reckon Gibson's been plucked for the foul.
Yeah.
Well, that was executed by Tobias Cameron. He's the one that flicked it clear. He's a competitor, isn't he, Tobias Cameron? He's being subbed out here. Oh no, timeout.
Timeout, Jets.
I was about to say, I'm not sure that I'd be subbing Tobias Cameron out, but timeout to the Jets. So margin at 5, 8:26 to play. And what will the team in green be talking about, Natu?
Well, right now, the Bulls have made a run. They've got to be a bit more patient on offense. And I would say just stick to the offensive set and trying to get Gibson and even Goins touches in that. Right now, they're just coming off an on-ball and looking to score straight away, or a 1-pass shot, 2-pass shot. They need to just stick to what has got them into this lead, which is just execution.
Well, Goins shooting at 85%, his 16 points. Quinton Rose shooting at 61% for his 24 points. So they're definitely the two that you want the ball in the hands of. Speaking of getting things in your hands, how about the large Nonna pizza with thanks to Sal's? That is available till next Tuesday. There's all the online and QR codes.
Hey, it's Sunday. I just want to shout out to my mother-in-law, Nicola G. It's her birthday today. So today. So happy birthday, and we'll see you tonight.
Nicola G. Happy birthday, Nicola. And I tell you right now, Natu, I know your lovely wife. You are definitely batting above your average with your lovely wife. But sending a Cheerio to the mother-in-law on her birthday always helps, mate. So well done. You're in the good books. Hardy was looking inside for Tobias Cameron. Goins won't keep that in. And the Bulls were really fortunate there. That was nearly steal number 7 for Quinton Rose. He got the hand on this. Oh, no, in fact, Goins did in the end. He gave the score table a bit of a fright as well. So Bulls have reduced it to 5. Rusbach reduces it to 3. Hasn't he fired up?
Yeah, they're coming back. That zone, the one way to penetrate, beat the zone is penetrate it. Dribble penetration, he got that. Nice left hand floater.
Well, in the pre-game interview with Ethan Rusbach, turnover, Goins into the hands of Tay Hardy, who's fouled from behind. This will be interesting to see how the Barnacan officials look at this. That interview with Ethan Rusbach before the game, we talked about the team and the hiccups it was having with, imploding. We use the word imploding. Here's a replay of that foul from Russo Nance. But we talked to him about that issue and were they lacking leadership? And he said, it's on me. I'm happy to put my hand up. You know, I've got to step up. Tay Hardy just feeling it a bit there at the moment. And Ethan Ruspatch has done exactly that, hasn't he?
In this fourth quarter.
Hats off to him. He now has 11 in the game. Tay Hardy is just in a little bit of bother at the moment. I know we're waiting for the court to be cleaned up, but if you get a camera on Tay Hardy here, there he is. He's just feeling it right now.
Yeah, left leg or hip.
So keep an eye on him. Here's a replay of the contact. Russo Nance with the push from the side. Came down heavy, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's a warrior, though. One of the best in the competition, Tay Hardy.
Gets back to man-to-man.
Hardy with 18. Gave up the outside shot and then turned it over.
Yeah.
That's turnover number 5 for him.
Yeah. Right idea, just the execution wasn't there. And Ruspatch was open too, so...
6-0 run in this last quarter. You can make it 8-0 right now. We're back to 1. Jets haven't scored in this last quarter. It's an 8-0 run by the Bulls. And they are digging deep. Goins just straight through his hands. That's a bad miss for the Jets. And I reckon Coach Tony Webster, having a conversation there with Dante Russo-Nance, was saying, why are you giving it to Kenny Goins?
Absolutely. A bit of pressure here now. It's good to see the Bulls extend their pressure up full court.
Well, credit to the Bulls. They've been challenged yet again, and they've got it back to 1, and there's the opening points of the last quarter for the Jets. I reckon Goins felt like he owed his team one then. Russo-Nance has got to be careful.
Yeah.
Cameron to Hunt. To Hardy for 3. Tay Hardy.
Tie ball game.
Ties it up at 74 apiece. 23 for Hardy. Game on. Just feel like they've got to get into the hands of Miles Gibson here. Now we see him. Gibson. Tough shot, but he gets it to go.
Yeah,
Called it right on cue.
Yeah, you got to go to Gibson. He's a money man in these times in the game.
Well, how many times have we seen that this season? Aquera, turn around. Answers with 2. And I reckon the next 6 minutes could be just like this, basket for basket. The Jets love a close game down the stretch, don't they?
Yep. Gibson.
Cameron stepped across to help out. Russo-Nance wide open.
Yeah, knocks it down.
And I reckon he needed a bit of a boost of confidence too after copping a spray from Uncle Tony.
Yep.
He responds. Hardy on the drive. Hands it off to Tobias Cameron. Well, it's a good basket, but what about the dime from
Hardy? A lot of traffic in there. Tobias Cameron to get that off. There's a lot of traffic in there, but nonetheless, 90, 79, 78. Jets up.
Goins to Russo-Nance, shot clock at 10. Tobias Cameron all over this. Russo-Nance step back for 3.
Oh.
No. Rebound, Ruspatch. And the Bulls
can take the lead.
Well, I know they've got fans watching on at a watch party at the Good Home in Pukekohe. They might be about to find some cheer. Ruspatch! Massive last quarter so far for Ethan Ruspatch. Tobias Cameron puts Russo-Nance under pressure, and somehow, in fact, the clock hadn't even started then. So maybe the Jets got away with one there. Bulls lead by 2. Russo-Nance. Miller-Jose. Oh, Aquera's fouled him. Good contest. Miller-Jose to the Chemist Warehouse. Look at Tony Webster.
This game has come alive, and this is what, I mean, both teams trying to fight for that fourth position. Jets down 2.
Just watch Aquera here. Oh, maybe a hand on the body.
Yeah. Miller-Jose going to the line. Yeah, he's shooting 2.
He's 50% from the Chemist Warehouse. Isaac Miller-Jose. Dante Rousseau-Nance gasping for breath at the moment.
Yeah.
Jets led this by as much as 17 during the third quarter. They now trail by 2. This last quarter, 18-7 in favour of the Bulls. So they've responded.
Yeah.
And, you know, look, for all the knocks that they've been getting, you know, and certainly we've been talking about some of their problems in games. Credit where credit's due, they have responded. And you love nothing better than that as a coach. Ethan Rusbatch showing the leadership on the floor in this last quarter. Miller-Jose has missed both. Jets get it back. Bulls can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a camera right there.
Yeah.
We'll see if we picked up a replay.
Officials are talking about it.
Yeah, Bartercard officials having a chat. And it's going to go to the Bulls.
Yeah.
So Sasha Nicholson has seen something different there and stepped over and had a chat with Sam Pan. And they've corrected that error. So the Bulls come up with it. Mind you, the Jets didn't complain.
No.
That's usually a sign, isn't it? Hardy. Rusbatch. He has been awesome in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Oh, Rose. That's steal number 7.
He's got great hands.
Miller-Jose dumps it back. Oh, Rousseau-Nance in and out.
That was a quick one.
And we're going to stop the game and just clear the court up. Yeah, down at the other end.
Sometimes you get down the court and you're feeling you're in a rhythm, and so I don't, you know, discourage that shot from Rousseau-Nance. He should continue to take those shots. 3 of 8 from distance he is today, Rousseau-Nance. Yeah. Marcel Jones coming in for David Aquera by the looks of it. That has been a rotating sub between those two. 4:08 to play. Tuatara and the Saints coming your way from 3 p.m. New Zealand time this afternoon on Sky Sport. Oh. Rose got a fingertip on it. Gee, this has gone up a level, hasn't it? It has.
So much on the line here.
I really like the battle between Rose and Rusbatch.
Well, Tay Hardy knew he was under pressure and called the BNZ player timeout. Smart play before the Jets got a hand on it. And they would have got possession, the Jets, if that had been declared a jump BNZ player timeout. Ticket to the big game. Scan the QR code, fill in your details. Come and join us at a game just like this. For anyone who scanned that code and picked up a BNZ ticket to the big game to this one, you have well and truly cashed in.
Yeah. Go back to that zone. Jets going back to their zone. Back in that 2-3 zone.
All I can say is look out for Ethan Rusbatch here.
If he gets a look here.
Hardy, the hand from Rousseau-Nance.
Ooh, that could have picked up his 4th there, but however.
Well, right now with 3:54 to play, I'm happy for Dante Rousseau-Nance to play as hard a defense as he can. Gloger to Hardy, Rose all over him. Hardy pulls up, launches over Goins.
That's a big one, that was long.
Jets, how do they respond? Rousseau-Nance tucks it under the wing, draws the contact. We'll have to do the heavy lifting from the Chemist Warehouse. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Foul on Ethan Rusbatch. Well, we've talked about it a couple of times today. We've shown you the ladder a couple of times. Bulls in 4th, Jets in 5th. Jets win this. They jump up over the Bulls. It is a log jam in the middle of the ladder in the Sal's NBL. So much on the line right here. Bulls next 3, Fire away to Atara at home, Saints at home, Jets next 3, Sharks at home, Giants away to Atara at home. No easy game in the Sal's NBL. Margin at 1. Couple of thrillers yesterday. Rams by 2. They were 20 down on the Giants. And then the Hawks beat the Nuggets by 6. We're all tied up again, 81 apiece. You just got to get more right than wrong in the next 3.5, don't you? And you feel that's what it's going to come down to. Who gets the most things right? Quentin Rose, again, causing problems.
His length is a problem for. He's got long arms. It's causing problems for the Bulls guards.
7 steals for Quentin Rose, and another hand on it here.
A great pass by Rathbach.
Hardy up and over, Miller Jose.
He gets 2.
Well, Quentin Rose so close to steal number 8 there, and somehow Rathbach.
Look at the save by Rathbach.
Yep.
He just managed to dive and tap it at the same time to Hardy. That could be the game-winning play right there.
I just want to emphasise again, Ethan Rathbach copped a tricky question in the pre-game interview about leadership, and he answered it like a leader.
Yeah.
And what he has done in this last quarter is he has stepped up as a leader, and that's why the Bulls are back in this contest.
Yeah.
That man right there.
You take ownership, take accountability. You're the guy.
Love
You've
to
got to
see
get
it
it done.
As a coach, as a teammate,
Yep.
as a fan, as a sponsor, you can't ask more than that. And Ethan Rathbach has been a leader here today. Tay Hardy is about to step up to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for 2. He is 2 of 2 from this spot today. On the season, he's 64%. The Bulls overall at the stripe today, 6 of 7. The Jets, 9 of 12. Aquera back for Marcel Jones. It's an interesting rotation between those two, isn't it?
Hudson. Jordan Hudson on the floor.
Till Gloger sitting with 4 fouls. Tay Hardy, cool as a cucumber.
He's got an unusual shooting action.
Had a big season, hasn't he?
Yeah.
21 points a game, 6 assists.
Shoots off to the side, but hey, money.
It works. Nails both.
So the pressure, bit of full court pressure here.
Oh, Rose, bit of pressure from Aquera.
Yep.
How do the Jets respond? Still a long way to go. Rose splits the gap, steps around Jordan Hart.
Nice
That is a
Euro
tough
step,
finish. 26 for Quentin Rose. Rathbach, ball on the floor, up and over Goins,
nice
answers.
finish.
Ethan Rathbach, 16 points now. Bulls by 2. Miller Jose. Gibson ducking to the basket. Opens it up for Russo Nance, back to Gibson. He's got a tough unit in front of him.
Good hands by nice shot.
Miles Gibson.
Yeah.
And I reckon coming down the court, Tobias Cameron just gave him a bit of a nod and just acknowledged that.
Great shot.
Can't play better D than that. And that is going to be a Bulls ball. Jets aren't complaining, 85 apiece. Timeout called by Sebastian Gleim and the Bulls with 2:16 to play.
Yeah, I like that timeout, just to give his Chargers a set, a good offense, to get a good shot. It's a good timeout with 2:17 to go.
Look at this, Miles Gibson.
Yeah, Miles just picks it up off the floor and just nails it.
Well, you said something earlier that I've been talking about with every Jets game that I've seen this season. He's got the sweetest shot in the league, hasn't he?
100%. Beautiful rhythm. He's always in rhythm. He's got great follow through, great high snap, and majority of those shots go in.
And we've seen some close games here this season, and what I will say is when games are on the line here, Miles Gibson comes up with massive shots. He is tied up with Dante Russo Nance, Ethan Rathbach, Tobias Cameron on the MVP. For me, today, you're either going with Quentin Rose, who has been outstanding for the Jets, or not just for his scoring, but his leadership, Ethan Rathbach. For me, they're the two. Agree, disagree?
Yeah, I agree. Rhodes has had a coming out party this game, and Ethan Rusbatch has shown great leadership in the fourth quarter. He's taken it upon himself to get this team back in the game and with the potential to win the game.
I said on Thursday night, Sharks and the Hawks, it felt like a turning point game for those two teams.
Yep.
One that they would look back on. Hawks got the win by 7. This feels like the same. This is a game both teams are going to look back on this season. It's up for grabs. Jordan Hunt waved away, travel. And the Jets bench to our left had a perfect view of that, and they jumped up and called it straight away. So Callum Welsh was all over that. GJ Gardner-Holmes replay, what's your call? Oh yeah,
yes,
no doubt.
Took 3 steps.
That's a really big pickup by Callum Welsh. Really good pickup. So the energy, the excitement, the drama continues here at Fly Palmy Arena. 2 to play, tied up at 85 apiece. Russo, Nance and Hardy. Goins hands it back. Miles wants it down low on Rusbatch. Russo, Nance searching inside to Goins, who's doubled. Gets it back. And who's that come off? It's actually gone up the backside of the backboard. And there's some confusion here between the officials. So who has this come off? Bulls want it. Jets get it. Hasn't hit the ring, so 13 seconds on the shot clock. I do like the fact that the Bartercard officials came together and chatted through that then.
Yeah, the Bulls did it. They did a great job. The Bulls did it. Just that last, securing the ball in that last position.
Russo, Nance, look at Hardy reaching in. Got to be careful here, Tay Hardy. The pass to Goins was excellent. Draws the foul. Doesn't get the roll.
Yep.
David Aquera with the foul. And that's his third till Gloger comes back in for Jordan Hunt. There's the foul. And in the end, probably a good foul. Made life tough for Kenny Goins. Look at Sebastian Glon. I don't think I've ever seen him sit down. Have you ever seen him sit down?
As soon as that ball, jump ball, he's in it. He's up and down the sidelines.
I'll tell you when he does sit down, because I have seen it.
Yeah.
When his team is going through one of those imploding stages. And why he's on his feet right now is because today his team has responded. And I reckon he'd be pretty happy with them. Goins puts the first away. He's 78% on the season from this spot. Today, he's 2 of 3. That one rims out. Jets by 1. Just over 90 seconds to play. Don't forget, Bulls do not have their B&Z player timeout. The Jets do. Hardy and Rose. Rose and Hardy. Hardy and Rose.
Hardy misses that one. It's come up short.
Jets a chance to extend here. Oh, it opens up for Dante Russo. Nance plays for the foul. No whistle, gets the 2. They lead by 3.
No.
Kenny Goins on the steal.
Great hands by Goins. Great recognition.
Oh, the Bulls in the blink of an eye. Down by 3, they give it back. Russo Nance, tough from there. Oh, don't tell me. No, that's short, Miller-Jose. Look who it lands in the hands of. Trying hard, Tobias Cameron. Shot clock at 7. Gibson knows it, and he goes straight through the man who I reckon takes more charges than any other player in the competition, Tobias Cameron. He does this so often. Gibson knew the shot clock situation. Look at that. Tobias Cameron. Defensively, this guy's a star.
He just look at his effort in this last quarter. He's come up big too with some big defensive plays in this quarter.
Taking charges, that guy right there is the best in the competition, Tobias Cameron. He is number 1. And that is a massive moment for the Bulls. It's hard to fathom that they turned it over off the inbound And they can thank Tobias Cameron for getting it back.
But this is the Bulls we're talking about. These are the Bulls.
I talked about the Bulls supporters sitting at the good home in Pukekohe. They must be tearing their hair out.
Runs away.
Let's see what they do here. 40 seconds. Tay Hardy.
Is it going to be Tay Hardy?
25-point stay. It opens up for Tay Hardy. Oh, can't put it down. Was there interference there, though?
Like there could have been.
It looked like goal interference there on the net.
The Jets can hold this one out.
Rose, Miller-Jose sends it outside. There's a foul, and both teams are in the bonus. Not sure if we'll get a replay of what happened at the other end. Yeah. Some of the Bulls players were calling for goal interference. It was a scramble, wasn't it? I'm not sure whose hand hit the net.
See if we can get a look at that.
Well, it's all rudimentary now because there was no whistle. And Miller-Jose, who is arguably the worst free throw shooter on the floor for the Jets, he's at the Chemist Warehouse stripe. He's just got to nail one of the two here, doesn't he? Got to make it a two-basket game.
Yeah, the two-position game. That's all he's got to do. Make one.
Ooh, down it goes. Isaac Miller-Jose stretches it to 4. As much as we've been talking about the Bulls responding, the Jets have responded.
Yeah, the Jets. Only makes both.
Timeout. No, in fact, it's going to be a sub. Going to be a sub. Till Gloger comes back in. Jordan Hunt takes a seat. 18.2 to play. Jets by 5. But mark my words, this game is not over. Listen to the crowd. Drums in the background.
It's loud in here.
Jets searching for their 6th straight win at home. Hardy knows the time, knows the urgency. Rusbatch, last quarter's been massive. Was he fouled? Yes, he was. Now,
was it?
The referee closest to the action did not blow the whistle. The referee furthest from the action did blow the whistle. And I reckon it's three shots.
Let's have a look.
Is he outside? He's clearly outside.
That's three. Clearly outside.
That's 3 shots. So they're calling 2. Wow. That should be 3.
Come to us with,
should be 3. Let's have a look at the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay again quickly. Watch the feed of Rusbatch. It was a clear hands foul. It was a good pick up by Callum Welsh. What's the feet? Oh, he's outside for mine. I don't reckon he had a toe on the line. Puts the first one down. He hits this. The Jets are going to get a timeout. 8.9 on the clock. Misses the second. Miles Gibson is fouled. And he's going to walk the length of the floor and shoot 2. Margin at 4.
Drama right at the end here.
6.5 officially on the clock. 6.5. Geez, we've seen some drama at this venue this season, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Last time the Jets played here, overtime against the Giants, of course. Was that last time, or it might have been a couple of times ago?
That was the last time.
Gibson drains the 3. Takes it back to 5. 6.5 seconds. There's going to be timeouts going here, you would think. Bulls haven't got their B&Z player timeout. They get a bench timeout. The 6.5 stays on the clock. And it's a 6-point margin. They're going to advance off the back of this, but they're going to have to work really, really quick, aren't they?
Yep. Disappointing that that Rusbatch foul was determined a 2 instead of a 3.
Well, the Jets think that the Bulls have called an extra timeout, have they? Or the Jets were saying we didn't call a timeout. but it is confirmed now that it is a Bulls timeout. And they did have that last one. They'd won 5 straight at home before they went to the capital and went down to Saints. And they went down in flames to the Saints. They have come home today and they have rediscovered, you would think they're winning for. Now look at the score, 92-86. Can we just bring up the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head? Can we just quickly bring up the Chemist Warehouse head-to-head that we showed at the start of the game? 92-86 or 96-86? Okay. I thought I was onto something there. 96-86 is what these two teams scored. Thanks for that. Our production team right onto that. Right, what do the Bulls do here in R2? 6.5 on the clock.
They're going to get shot up real quickly, whether it's a 3 or a 2, and then they've got a foul. And that'll take ticks off the clock, you know, even though you advance the border halfway. Yep. Oh, yeah.
I've been on the edge of my seat today. I have loved every part of this game. The good, the bad, the ugly, the exciting. It has been an awesome game of Sal's NBL action. Hardy straight inside. Oh, Gloger is fouled. That's going to put him to the line. And importantly, only 1.2 seconds off the clock. And I reckon they may get a little bit more time here because he literally only touched it when he was fouled. I reckon we're going to get more on the clock here. Or are we? No, the officials are leaving it at 5.3. I'm not sure that you can burn 1.2 that quick. Gloger to the Chemist Warehouse. 5 fouls on... Is it 5 on Miles Gibson? It is. Yeah, he's out.
He's out.
So Gibson leaves the floor. 5.3. This is probably the best result that the Bulls could have hoped for.
Yep.
Gloger's got to hit these. 78% this season. First one's good. Back to 5. Misses that. Oh, it falls to Hardy. Hardy turn around 3. No, left it short. Off hands. That's it. Jets win. What a game of basketball here this afternoon in the Sal's NBL. An absolute thriller. But out of this, on the buzzer, writhing in pain, Dante Russo-Nance back to his feet. What a win for the team in green. It had everything. It had everything.
Yeah, they needed to get this one. They got this one without Corey Webster. A real character win for the Jets.
Well, they responded from a 47-point hammering by the Saints. MVP Ethan Rusbatch. Bulls fans piled in late. His last quarter, just exceptional. He did everything he could to lift the Bulls here today.
Absolutely.
They had that moment, didn't they, the Bulls, where it just all turned to custard. And they were down by 17. To their credit, they fought back. They took the lead.
They made this a real exciting game. Took the lead with, what, 3 minutes to go. And we're right in it.
And then, whilst we're praising these guys in the white singlets, what about the guys in the green singlets?
Yeah, they were good today.
17 up. Then they went behind through that last quarter. We had a tied ball game 3 or 4 times. And they have responded for win number 7 of the season. They leapfrogged the Bulls. They're now into 4th.
I like what I see on the defensive end. I think they've improved in that respect. And the way the coaching staff switched up, you know, Tony Webster switched up the defense, going from zone to man-to-man to zone to man-to-man. So I really like the changes on the defensive end. So, yeah, they've really improved that in that area.
So a big win for the Jets here today. A real 50-50 game in the context of the season. As the crowd exit, they're pretty happy with what they've seen. Another win at home for the Jets this season. This court has become a fortress. Make no mistake about that.
Yeah. I mean,
Chemist Warehouse stats. Hard to win here, Natu.
Yeah, it is hard to win here. I mean, every game I've commentated here, they've won. They've won 5.
Well, you want your imports to bounce back after a down game. Quinton Rose today, just absolutely excellent, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, he was great. Miles Gibson had 21. Goins was great with 19. I think he only missed 2 shots.
Yeah.
For the Bulls, Hardy was again, you know, he fought hard. He played really well. Ethan Rusbatch came back in that 4th quarter and showed what a leader he can be. Aguirre had 13 rebounds. Miller Jose had 9 again.
Had 7 early. Miller
Dante
Jose.
Russo, Nancy chipped in with 6. So did Gibson. Rose with 4. Goins with 3 assists. Kenny Goins had 5. Kenny Goins and Rose had 5 apiece. Miller Jose had 4. Gibson with 4 with the Bulls. Hardy had 5. Oquera had 5. Jones, Rusbatch and Glogger all had 2.
Some blocks as we continue to look through. 4 blocks for the Bulls, a couple for the Jets. And have a look at this with the steals on the Chemist Warehouse stat sheet as we turn the page and say hello to Quentin Rose.
7 steals.
And probably another 7 or 8 deflections that could have become steals. That's how good he was today. Credited with 7 steals, but could easily have been double digits for him, had a couple more stuck. So that does us from Fly Palmy Arena. An absolute thriller. Check your TV guides because we are headed to, got a runaway, we are headed to Auckland for the Tuatara and the Saints. That's coming your way in a few moments' time. Signatures all round. Stars of the show have put on another big one this afternoon. And it's been a ball. I've had fun. This has been a great game.
This has been a great game. Absolutely great game.
Appreciate your time, Natu Tofale, as the Jets celebrate another win here at Fly Palmy Arena. A close one, right down to the wire. Sensational stuff in the Sal's NBL. The Jets get home 92-87.